The Major League Baseball All-Star Game will be tonight in Arlington, Texas. There'll be 3 Red Sox playing in a reserve role for the American League. Rafael Devers and Jarren Duran will come off the bench for the AL. Tanner Houck will work out of the bullpen. Super rookie Paul Skeens will start for the National League against Baltimore ace Corbin Burns. The Home Run Derby was last night, and in an event that came down to the last pitch of the evening, the Dodgers' Teoscar Hernandez beat Kansas City's Bobby Witt Jr. in the final 14-13. Hernandez is the first Dodger ever to win the contest, and the Red Sox are going to see him in their first game back from this break on Friday night. In basketball news, the Celtics are 1-1 in Summer League play after an 88-74 win over the Lakers in Las Vegas late last night. Neemias Queta had 22 points for the Green in the win. Bronny James, 2 points on 1 of 5 shooting in 25 minutes for L.A. The Celtics play Charlotte out in Vegas late tomorrow afternoon. Jaylen Brown met the media last night at the Summer League and said, among other things, he does believe that Nike is responsible for him being left off the U.S. Olympic team, and that he called Derek White immediately after he was added, and the two of them are fine. And speaking of that Olympic team, they beat Australia yesterday in Abu Dhabi 98-92. Jason Tatum started. He scored 7 points. Drew Holiday came off the bench, and he scored 5. This exhibition schedule continues tomorrow night in the same place against Serbia. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. I'm John Wallach at Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Boston, the greatest sports town in America.
We have a farm. I have about 200 pigs here.
We get to spill beers on each other without worrying about spilling beers on people.
Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Fred, hello. Hello. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
He's naked. He has a sword.
Loopity about with a football.
98.5. The Hub.
Bruins are back from the West Coast.
Cocaine and hookers. Yes. Na 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 na.
Is it okay to use this for the radio?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Welcome to the show, you sweet bitch.
Hey, happy Tuesday.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy. Town Fair Tire Studios. You can call us 617-779-0985. You can watch us on YouTube. Simply go to YouTube and search 98.5 The Sports Hub. You can also know that we are brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel. A packed show today. So packed. You don't have to worry about it. But I will tell you this, is that I got to tell you that Tyler Milliken's cousin is, I saw today, is feeling right at home. Because if you don't know how this is, there's John Hardy and I are in one studio, like the big one, and then in the other studio is Nick, Mike, and Dan, and then the other studio is Tyler Milliken's cousin. And Tyler Milliken's cousin sits in there and answers the phones and writes rhymes in his, notebook. And I just saw him playing around with the air. He was just like, and the air controls everything. And it controls in here and there, and Tyler Milliken's cousin's just like, Tyler Milliken's cousin wants it a certain temperature, and this is what he's gonna do. I'm not gonna, with the formalities of asking you guys how you'd like the temperature to be. And good for Tyler Milliken's cousin. He knows the right rhyme writing temperature.
Thanks, Sarah.
And that's what he's got going for himself. Good for him.
Boston is the baddest part of town. And if you go up there, you better just beware of a man named Jaylen Brown.
It's true.
Yeah.
You better be aware of a man named Jaylen Brown.
So is he lowering the temperature? Because as we found out, comedy can only really be good if you're uncomfortable and cold.
Yeah, but he's, as much as his comedy is his musical sensibility and rhyme writing skills, so I think that has to do with that as well.
Mm.
Oh, no.
It's true. It is true. So he's in there just fiddling around with stuff.
What's the chain situation?
I don't know. But I will tell you this, is that if you go by what happened on an Instagram, Tyler Milken's cousin's got a big old stainless steel crucifix and chain that goes in between his nipples. He wears it every day outside of his shirt. Nick put a picture of it on Instagram. And you would think based on the comments on Instagram that it was like the most normal thing of all time.
You got a lot of heat. I actually saw some of these comments. You got a lot of heat for criticizing this.
The chain is inside the shirt today.
Oh, we tucked it in today.
It's tucked.
But apparently people are wearing stainless steel, I guess, necklaces now that go down in between your nipples.
Well, it's not about bling. It's not about showing your wealth. It's about showing either your faith or your allegiances, and the material doesn't matter so much as the symbol itself.
Just as long as it's material. The material doesn't matter as long as it's a material item.
That's right.
Because Lord knows, I don't know many Christians that don't walk around without huge stainless steel crucifixes around their nipples, between their nipples.
I was watching part of the, believe it or not, the Home Run Derby did not keep me riveted for the entire thing last night. I switched over to the Republican National Convention, and a woman was getting ready to be interviewed on the floor, one of the delegates there, and they'll go to the reporter for a minute, and they'll do like a 10-second talk up as they're getting ready, and this woman didn't know that she was on camera already about to be interviewed, but she spent the last few seconds positioning her cross to make sure that was going to be seen. Like, get this ready, and then when she started talking, acted like, what this is what I always look like.
Yeah,
always see that.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus walked around with a lot of chains.
Well, not only that, but he loved conventions. He loved political conventions and industrial conventions. Anything, carpentry.
He would say that baptisms didn't count unless you got a stainless steel necklace. Communion didn't count. Not communion, confirmation.
Right.
Didn't count unless you got a big stainless steel cross. In fact, when you die, how would the Lord know what your religious affiliation was if you were not wearing a necklace?
It's like a dog tag.
Yeah.
Tag him and bag him.
But people were acting like I was out of my mind, that it was the most normal thing of all time. And I even looked at it again through Virgin's eyes. I looked at it again, and I tried to think to myself, all right, did I overreact? And I'm like, no, not even based on this picture. Not even based on the picture that Nick put up did I overreact to that thing. It's atrocious. But maybe, and I'm unaware in popular culture where big stainless steel crucifixes are coming back into style. But perhaps, I guess this is it. I mean, my son has friends that wear dumb, like, gold necklaces, but at least those are made of a precious metal. Like, if this was a big gold chain, I guess I would understand a little bit more than if it looked like something he won at a carnival. But, I mean, I can read you some of what the people say.
No, that you were taken to task for...
There's 79 comments. It says, Fred, you definitely blew this chain out of proportion. You made it seem like it took up his whole chest. Well, it does. Like, what did you think it was going to be? Like a Flavor Flav clock? I mean, it is about as big as a necklace gets. Someone said, I was wondering what happened from the kid from The Sixth Sense. That's what they're saying. Tyler Milken's cousin looks.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was a good one.
Crazy to know this is the face behind the greatest music ever to come out of Boston. Fred, I thought the kid was Mr. T Jr. It looks fine. I don't understand that. I don't understand how it's fine. His shirt is unbuttoned 3 buttons. It's up at Fred Toucher, up at Toucher and Hardy. Not gonna lie to you, you made it sound worse than it is. Okay, Fred, way over exaggerating the size of the thing. Look at that. That's ridiculous. That's even the photo that Nick put up. That's a ridiculous chain. I think what happened is Tyler Milliken's cousins. He exceeds the looks of his cousin by so much, Tyler Milliken, that people are just blown away by his handsomeness, and they're not really looking at the chain because they're used to seeing his cousins, Tyler Milliken, his big pepperoni nipples every time he's doing one of those triple things.
Right.
And I think that people are too focused on the face and not the chain.
Just take those old highlights off the shelf. I'll sit and watch them by myself. Today's QBs ain't got the same soul. I like that old time TB12. Don't try to tell me that Mahomes is the GOAT. All that does is gaslight and gloat. In 10 years, Brady was already the best. I like that old time TB12. Still like that old time TB12. That kind of Brady just soothes the soul. I reminisce about the days of old with that old time TB12.
I want to talk more about the gaslighting gloat because I'm just coming around on what gaslighting means. But when he says all that is gaslighting gloat, is that how you would use gaslighting in any sentence ever? That's gaslighting gloat, Fred.
I think it's the alliteration that's what's important. The use of G's.
What's more important, alliteration or rhyming? In a song that originally rhymes and you're doing a parody of that song.
It's through his lens as an artist. I mean, it's not for me to decide. I mean, we can critique the work, but we can't get in the eyes.
Yo, Brady.
We can't talk about the importance of Tyler Milliken in 2024, like where his head's at. I mean, do you notice that Tyler Milliken's screwed with cousin is screwed with the heat?
What the
temperature.
Brady's night and the feelings right.
It's hot in here for the first time ever because Tyler Milliken's cousin was screwing around with the thermostat.
Brady's night and the feelings right. Oh yes, it's Brady's night. Oh what a night.
Yeah. Tyler Milliken's cousin's photo. The whole scene makes me think he's in a hotel room where the coke is on the coffee table and the pastor prime prostitute eagerly awaits the money on the dresser. I legit thought it was going to be his baby's head. This is completely normal sized. All right, whatever. Apparently, stainless steel crucifixes are the. I mean, I saw the pictures from the Met Gala. And apparently that's what's going on now.
So,
stainless steel crucifixes.
The only reason why it was jarring to me in the first place is it was a man wearing a necklace, which I'm not accustomed to seeing unless I'm watching baseball, where everybody's wearing multiple necklaces, or something from like a period film, like from the 80s.
Oh, like
70s.
Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret?
Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret?
Period film.
No, a time period, Fred.
Oh.
Time period.
As that book haunted me as a child, for I did not know that's what happened to a lady.
You see, I don't think I read that one.
I
read Then Again, Maybe I Won't. Of course, Tales of Fourth Grade Nothing, Super Fudge.
Yeah, I had the Judy Blume collection of Super Fudge, Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing, and whatever else. And then
Blubber.
And then maybe it was 4 books, and the last one was the one I didn't want to read, which Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret. But then I got to it, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to read it. And then I started reading it, and it went into great detail about her first period, and I freaked out because I thought it was going to happen to me. Because I grew up in an Amish house.
Oh.
All right.
Are you there, God?
Yes, indeed. All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hunter and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Did you catch a game last night?
Hey, we're Hunter and Hardy. Hardy, what happened yesterday? Please do tell.
Home Run Derby, Fred. Big goings-on. The Midsummer Classic started with the celebration of homers being hit all over the park. Unless you're Gunnar Henderson, who was eliminated in the first round. Third most home runs in the majors, the most among all Home Run Derby participants. Henderson was struggling. His longest was a whopping 438 feet. But he was eliminated in the first round. Jose Ramirez, he advanced to the finals. 17 first-round home runs.
Ding dong.
Pete Alonso only hit 12. He was eliminated, although he hit one 446 feet. Woo! And one at 109 miles per hour. His average distance was 417.
I hope that stayed away from any children's heads.
That's all very dangerous out there for the youngsters. He was going for his third title, but didn't finish high enough to get in the top four and advance to the next round.
Well, Pete Alonso, you got to root against because he cares more than any other human being about the Home Run Derby. It's really pathetic. You would think that if you were playing this 162-game season, that when you're not an All-Star, that you would take the week off, that you would not go to the All-Star game and participate in the skills competitions. You're, after all, worth tens of millions of dollars.
Given a chance to go anywhere with your break, he decided to go to Texas in the middle of summer.
Well,
and lift weights.
Well, beyond that, how about you just rest your body and let it heal for the second half of the season? The Mets are in playoff contention. The Mets are right there, if not in it. The Mets are right on the cusp, if not in it. They're within a game of the wild card in the NL, certainly. Because it all got jammed up on Sunday. But how about rest your body? How about, prepare for the actual baseball instead of going crazy with the Home Run Derby every year?
The final wild card spot as we speak. Yep.
So how about just taking it easy for a change?
No, there's no taking it easy. Not when it's Derby time. And under the new rules, they came down to two at the very end. Dodgers slugger Teoscar Hernandez was in there.
It's called star power.
Breathing heavy at all.
That one's gone.
Yeah, way
gone. Ooh.
Good call.
Catch it in your 10-gallon hat.
That was his final home run. Would it be enough, though, in the finals? He ended up with, 14 home runs in the final round against
The
Bobby.
Baker's dozen and one for you.
Against
Bobby Wood Jr.
Bobby Wood Jr. Thank
Even
you
I
so
know
much.
it. I didn't watch it.
All right, yeah,
You have it right in front of you.
Yeah, from the Royals, Bobby Wood Jr. I was just trying to get this because this is drama, Fred. He had one more to try and tie. He's sitting at 13. He needs one more to tie Teoscar Hernandez. And extend it, go into extra swings.
One pitch left.
One pitch left.
Oh, he's got it. Get legs. Get legs. Oh,
Teoscar Hernandez is your 2024 T-Mobile Home Run Derby champ.
Mama got her a pair of new shoes right there.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you guys suck. Just stop. All right.
Someone got new shoes. That's exciting. Why wouldn't you mention that? Why is that wrong to bring up?
I don't know why they're laughing. Like, they're, laughing and carrying on. Like, stop selling it so much.
New shoes right there with that one. Maybe a new car. We don't know. Just missed it. It looked like a couple feet he just needed.
None of it makes sense. I don't know why Baby's got a new pair of shoes because he hit one to the warning track. I don't understand what that means. And also, I don't understand why they're so giddy.
Well, maybe they're referencing
They're doing poppers?
Teoscar Hernandez, who was celebrating. Maybe they're looking at him on the screen after
Was he
Witt
going?
Jr.'s.
Was he going bananas? Like after it was he so excited about winning the home run derby?
I didn't watch
Because that's not very cool.
He just got up and was exhausted.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, what was he doing?
Oh,
like
so
running
tired.
around,
Thank
high
God it's
fiving the
over.
crowd?
He raised his fists up in triumph, and
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna.
then he's hugging some other men.
Yeah, that's a good call by you to just assume that they were talking about him celebrating.
Thank you.
Because it would be like the nerdiest thing in the world to celebrate your home run derby.
And he's kissing a
Victory.
lady.
Yeah. But that's not what they're talking about. They're giggling because they've been doing poppers. They're all high.
So you're saying it's more likely they're doing amyl nitrate than they are referencing something on the field?
Well, they're certainly not referencing his celebration. I'm being facetious, obviously, with my amyl nitrate, but they're not celebrating something on
When's
the
the
field.
last time you did amyl nitrate? When's the last time you did a popper?
I've never done a popper.
Never?
No, have you?
Oh, sure.
I thought they were pretty much only for the gay community.
I don't know where one would even get a popper.
Yeah, I know what they do. They relax everything.
So they're called poppers because do they work like smelling salts? Do you literally like crack them open? The only time I've ever seen one, even I think on film, in Hannibal and of course behind the candelabra, where there is plentiful usage of poppers.
I am under the impression that you pop them, right? Like that you crack them under your nose and that you like do a quick sniff.
Okay.
And then I'm not positive because it's not like nitrous. It's supposed to. All I know is it's supposed to relax everything, make it easier to access. Poppers, amyl nitrate, or amyl nitrate. If you listen to some audiobooks, to refer to it as amyl nitrate.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that I don't know about, but it feels like something that maybe Wallach could do for the bit on Wednesday. John tries a new drug, and maybe he does a couple of poppers in the 9 o'clock hour. Well, that was a big holdup of doing the bit. You wanted him to do it earlier so that the drug would have time to take effect before the end of the show. The popper, from my understanding, John, you feel it right away.
Okay.
So how about some amyl nitrate on Wednesday? That's tomorrow.
Okay. Amyl nitrate is related to the nitrate medicines and is used by inhalation to relieve the pain of angina attacks. It works by relaxing blood vessels, increasing the supply of blood and oxygen in the heart while reducing its workload. So what you do is you get a bottle of amyl nitrate, and you twist the top off and you sniff it. Is how you do it. What according to the internet here. And I guess that's in. You go from there, and then you start watching the show about the stalker, and then realize that it's really not about the stalker. It's about what happened to him in that room with that.
Did you see that picture of Mark Worrell? I've never seen a guy look like he was hopped up on, 25 glasses of soda.
John tries a new drug every Wednesday at 9.
Oh, this is weird, man.
One that won't mess up his beat when he's doing headlines.
Throwing tobacco from the West Coast?
John. That's not till tomorrow, John. Don't worry.
Okay.
I don't even have any poppers on me.
All right.
We're not
You
gonna
can
make
legally buy or sell nitrate, I don't know, in the U.S., but it's illegal for you to consume them or misuse them as a recreational drug. So we could do poppers. We could buy poppers. They're legal. Poppers are a group of chemicals that people breathe in, inhale to get high. These party drugs are typically made with amyl nitrate or similar substance. People sniff nitrate vapors to get a fast feeling of euphoria or muscle relaxation often during sex.
There it is.
What do
Now the
poppers look
behind the
like?
candelabra scene makes sense.
What do poppers look like? They usually come in tiny glass or plastic bottles similar to the size to popular energy drink shots. The liquid inside may be clear gold or yellowish. Sniffs the fumes straight from the bottle, breathing gases from a silk cloth, dip an unlit cigarette into the popper liquid and sniff that. You can legally or sell nitrates in the U.S., but it's illegal for you to consume them or misuse them as a recreational drug. So we'll have to beat the barometer of that, John.
Okay.
You can't misuse it.
Sure.
This is for science, not recreation. The FDA does not regulate poppers, but it warns against buying or using these products for fun. You may get in legal trouble if you knowingly sell or supply poppers to people for recreational use, especially if they're under the age of 18. No danger there with you. The offense depends on which state you live in, but you could go to jail and/or have to pay a fine if found guilty of encouraging inhalant use.
All right, let me just cut to the chase here. Where can I buy poppers today? Buy Amel online. USA Poppers. USAPoppers.com.
There's a website, USAPoppers.com.
My local adult toy store carries a huge selection of them displayed as you open the door.
The Canton?
Canton downtown? They got a store?
I'm reading from Reddit.
Oh.
You know where there are a lot of...
there is no adult stores in Canton to my knowledge.
Well, thank you for clearing that up. Do you know where there's a lot of porn stores and you wouldn't think so? Is where my parents live. Like, there's like a MAGA superstore, and then there's a bunch of fireworks stores, and there's probably about 4 big porn emporiums, like off Highway 40, like I-40.
Interesting.
It's a big trucker highway, like a huge, like it's all semis, basically. The traffic's really bad there because it splits I-40 and I-75. It's like where they run together, and like I-40 is to go west, and I-75 is to keep going north. So there's a ton of like, and I would imagine it's the truckers that they like just want to get a bunch of like tactile porn. You know what I'm saying? They want to get in there, and they want to be able to hold it in the back of the truck.
Yeah, and probably pick up a few fleshlights while they're in there.
I mean, you're not gonna not.
Yeah,
and plus they look like plungers. I wouldn't know. Right? That's what I've been told.
The fleshlight looks like a plunger.
I think it looks like a plunger, and there's like a cap on it, and then you can take the cap off.
I thought it looked like a flashlight, hence the play on words, fleshlight.
Yes, that's what I was told.
Well, do you think it's like a flashlight, or do you think it's big like a plunger?
I don't know. I see what you're saying about how the plunger could work, but
yeah. Yeah. Plunge out all the garbage.
There's a fleshlight for you. It's definitely
it's more like a flashlight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never had the pleasure.
Now, what's that one for? I don't understand this one.
Well, I think you do. You give it a popper beforehand. Can you imagine if that was like the difference? Like you're like, I can't. I'm not interested in that part. You got to give me that part.
Yeah.
In fleshlight form. We're really something as a species. We're really something.
Things that we can invent.
I mean,
it's magical.
They sell the women's stuff at Walmart. I told you. My daughter pointed to something. She's like, "Look at that," and I'm like, "Oh boy!" Like there's a whole wall of them at Walmart.
Walk down. It doesn't even have to be the wrong aisle at CVS or Walgreens.
Yeah, she said that they had
walk
them at
down the
CVS
Band-Aid
too.
aisle and then look across. You know, or for instance. You might be there getting something completely innocent, and there's toys.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we were at Walmart in Loudon, Tennessee. There wasn't like a porn section. Like, so, yeah, it was like in the pharmacy section, and my daughter was like, oh, my God, look. And I'm like, oh, boy. And there was, and they weren't even called massagers. They were called vibrators.
Yeah.
Isn't that, but that's the thing is that women, you've won the sex toy lottery because nothing has, to my knowledge, has ever been made for a man that works. You know, there's pocket this and that and flesh like that, but none of that, to my knowledge, works, and I've never used any of it. I really haven't. I would tell you if I had. I would have no shame in telling you that I had, because I'm sure most women have used a toy themselves. But there's nothing. The guy, and oh Lord, have they tried? I mean, we've never talked about it on the air, but if you go through some of the show prep that goes into it, I mean, there's a lot of machines that, especially coming out of Southeast Asia, a lot of machinery.
You and I, we all know somebody who is worked diligently on this project over the years, and has fashioned something that is best done in a hotel room when one is by oneself, and that involves taking the liner out of the ice bucket, filling that liner with as much free hand lotion that you find in the hotel bathroom, and then you take that lotion-filled bag and you put it in between the mattress and the box spring of the hotel bed.
It's a poor man's Fifi. I understand.
Yeah, and then
he could make some money in jail. Yep.
Just someone who we all know who has to travel occasionally for work.
I wonder who it could be. Who? Maz? Who could it be? Nick's like in there going, who could it be? It's John.
That's right.
It's John, Jon Wallach.
On the road with the Celtics.
All right, very good. We'll be back in just a moment with so much more fun.
Oh, we got basketball action, Fred.
Yeah,
We got
there's-
Summer League.
Yeah, it's a real disaster. It's a real disaster for everyone. And you look at the talent on the court, and it shouldn't be tough. It shouldn't be difficult. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Sports Hub headlines.
Major League Baseball All-Star Game is tonight in Texas. Corbin Burns will oppose Pittsburgh rookie Paul Skeens at the start for the American League. And the Red Sox, Jaylen Brown and Tanner Houck have been added to the AL roster in reserve roles last night at the Home Run Derby. LA Dodgers outfielder Teoscar Hernandez beat Kansas City's Bobby Witt Jr. in the final, 14-13. The Celtics' Jaylen Brown spoke to the media late last night in Las Vegas. He confirmed his thoughts that Nike was the reason he didn't make the U.S. Olympic team, and he also added he immediately spoke to teammate Derek White when he was added. The two in the refined. Celtics beat the Lakers in Summer League play 88-74, and the U.S. Olympic team beat Australia in an exhibition game in Abu Dhabi yesterday, 98-92. They continue their stay in Abu Dhabi. They'll play Serbia tomorrow. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by IBEW Local 103 and Nika Electrical Contractors. For over 50 years, they've been powering the TD Garden, making sure it stays lit, safe, and ready for every game. Learn more at thepowerprofessionals.org. I'm John Wallach at Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7 o'clock.
Hub.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy, brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel. The Celtics are playing in the Summer League, and normally that wouldn't be that big a deal, but yesterday they played the Lakers, and Jaylen Brown was there. We'll get to what Jaylen Brown talked to the media yesterday, but he's been tweeting this morning as he's out there in Vegas. And what happened yesterday during the game?
It was a tour de force. You're talking about Jordan Walsh and Drew Peterson and Baylor Shireman and J.D. Davis. All the Celtics representing in the game against the Lakers yesterday.
Washburn put something out yesterday that Jordan Walsh should have stayed in college. Ooh. He put that out in an article. Jordan Walsh, who should have stayed in college.
That's a couple years too late.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Well, I mean, I think it's a couple years too late is the worst time to do it because I mean it shows that Jordan Walsh is probably never going to be an effective pro in the eyes of someone who's around the team.
Guess what
all
he
year
is?
Round.
Guess what he is, Fred? A second-round pick.
Go ahead.
Now Davison. Corner. Shireman. Up top to Cada.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
I wish
That's
I were
good
there.
stuff.
Feel the electricity.
So Bronny James was 1 for 5 from the field in 25 minutes, 0 for 3 from 3. He's 0 for 3-pointers in the Summer League. He's not good at basketball for his size.
The one shot he hit was when he was forced to take. It was at the end of the shot clock.
Oh, it was exciting, John.
East penetrating to James. 2 on the shot clock. James. His first points of the night.
That cheer wasn't ironic. That most times you're like, hey, you made one. Nope. That cheer was, way to go, champ.
Well,
nice shot.
I mean, that's why you're sitting in Las Vegas in the summer. I mean, you're sitting there to watch the kid because who his dad is, and it's starting to make me wonder, like, he's a human being with, emotions, so he can't just be sitting there. It's not like he's in a cult where he would just be brainwashed into thinking that, I mean, all the evidence is there that he shouldn't be on the court. I'm wondering when that's going to kick in for him or if it already has. Like, he played 25 minutes yesterday, and if you look at who plays in these games, I'll ask your opinion, John, because you would know. I mean, is this, like, if it's USC against Stanford, what's better talent, the Stanford team or the Summer League teams that he's playing against?
In theory, the Summer League team's a little bit better.
Okay, a little bit better by like a ton or
by a factor of 20 or 30%.
Okay, so it's not like all that much better than, Pac-10 basketball.
What you
Or
have
Pac-12
is
basketball.
mostly two-way players at the end of benches, and guys that are trying to latch on to a training camp invite.
Yeah, so you got to figure that
guys that are going to play overseas.
So that, they're carrying a lot of guys in these teams that all except for a couple of them aren't going to play in the NBA. Maybe never play in the NBA. And so you're out there, and when you can't score and you're completely ineffective for that long a time, it has to sink in at some point like, wow, I don't belong out here. I can't handle this. This is like, I'm not good enough to play. And especially when you're 0 from 3.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that the team is like, don't worry about it. It's okay. You'll get used to it. You're getting used to the rhythm of the game, blah, 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 blah. But for you personally, when it's you out there, when you're in over your head. When like things are moving too fast and you can't handle it. I mean, Dalton Knecht was 19 points in 35 minutes yesterday.
7 for 21, but he found a way to score. And the other part of it is, if you take a look at the Celtics lineup, we were just talking about the type of players you want to play. Neemias Queta was the 3rd or 4th big man for the Celtics last year. And you have the first-round draft pick, Shireman, is probably the guy out of everyone on that roster that's going to get the most minutes next season. And J.D. Davison, two-way player. Jordan Walsh, second-round pick, end of the bench, borderline Maine Celtic. All of these guys. I mean,
and that's the starting five.
Yes.
And then if you go onto the bench, there are a bunch of guys that are never going to play.
Eddie House's kid is coming off the bench for this team after not getting drafted.
Jaylen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jaylen House.
I mean, this is the team. These are the kinds of players that Bronny James is having trouble scoring on at the moment.
Well, Neemias Queta had no problem scoring last night. 22 points in the win for the Celtics.
I feel like I was a little bit more impactful tonight, being able to make plays at the rim, finish better, and be a presence in the paint. I feel like that's what they asked out of me, and I just try and do that tonight.
Do they? Well, must be nice. Is Ron Harper Jr. Ron Harper's kid?
I believe he is. Yes, he's one of those guys who got a training camp invite, a non-guaranteed training camp invite contract.
Ron Harper. I met him on a plane once. He was sitting in first class as I boarded the flight.
Oh, and what'd you say?
I said Ronnie Harps.
Yeah.
And what did he say?
He said, "Hey, Fred Toucher?" I said, "Yeah."
And then what'd you say?
I said, "You want to do some poppers?"
One more thing we should probably get to in what happened last night is this happened yesterday or over the weekend. Did you hear about Terrell Davis?
Yeah.
This is a strange story. So if you haven't heard, Terrell Davis says he was wrongfully removed from a flight. He was with his family. The plane touched down. They took him off the plane in handcuffs. He says all he did was tap the flight attendant's arm to ask for a cup of ice for his son. So, during the flight, Davis, who's 51 years old now, he's on the flight with his wife, 2 sons, and a daughter. He asked the flight attendant as he walked by, didn't hear him. This is a quote from Davis. "I calmly reached behind me and lightly tapped the attendant's arm to get his attention to again ask for a cup of ice for my son. His response and the events that followed should stun all of us. He shouted, 'Don't hit me,' and left the car to hurriedly approach the front of the plane. I was confused, as were the passengers in front of me who witnessed the exchange." All right, well, whatever. They keep flying. Didn't see or interact with him again for the rest of the flight. The plane landed in Orange County. Pilot asked passengers to remain seated. FBI and law enforcement went to Davis's seat, put him in handcuffs, took him off the plane. During questioning, it was rightfully determined by the agents that this flight attendant was inaccurate in his accusations, and the agents profusely apologized. So they arrest him, cuff him, take him off the plane, get his side of the story, and say, "Whoops, sorry."
Yeah, you're giving someone who shouldn't have power too much power. That's the thing. I had this conversation with my children yesterday because I told you about the dog park. My daughter was telling my son the story about the dog park when the guy comes up to me and he's like, "Does your dog have the license?" And I go, "No." And he goes, "Okay, he'll need one." And I go, "Okay." And he goes, "Well, you got to leave." And I'm like, "No." And then he's like, "What's your name?" And I'm like, and I lied. And the thing is that I told him, you can't. I said, you can't. No, I said one of Zoe's friends' names. But I said that I said you can't, you can't let people who aren't in charge boss you around. And also, I don't know if it's the best idea that you give your information out to people that don't need it. Because it came up because my son tried to get into Crystal Lake. And someone said, "Hey, have you paid?" And he hadn't paid. And so he went and paid. But I said, "Did they work there?" And he wasn't sure. And I'm like, "Whatever, you should have paid anyway." But I don't think you should get in the habit. And it's something as I try to improve as a human being that I still can't get over people that aren't in a position of authority telling me what to do. I really don't like that. I have a big problem with that. And I think that when you give someone who's just a flight attendant, like really no big deal, just someone who took a job as a flight attendant. I mean, they're a waiter in the sky, and they got to have some kind of power. But I'd almost rather have them run around with a syringe of drugs to knock people out than have the power to arrest and have the FBI on the phone.
Yeah. Now, 90% of what they do, sure, waiter in the sky, waitress in the sky, whatever. They have been asked, though, Fred, I'm sure, by their bosses and by the FAA and everyone else to be really diligent in certain situations.
Yeah.
So,
But see, that's where the rub is. So you and I could make a citizen's arrest. We wouldn't. Ted Nugent can make a citizen's arrest, and it's the first chapter of his book.
Mm-hmm.
Like you tell
Bring
90
that some bitch down with the bow and arrow.
You tell 100. Well, no, it's like some guy in a bathroom we saw doing drugs that he just like jammed in the stall and started like holding the guy down while he called the cops. I mean, really unnecessary. And he's bragging about it. So you tell 99. You tell 100 flight attendants, hey, be on the lookout for like crazy stuff, like, okay, and then 99 of them are going to go, yeah, I will. And then if they saw something that they really thought was strange, they would report it, but mostly they just want to get to the next place. But then there's the one person that's like, ooh, I've got myself some juice, some power. And then, there's like he didn't like the way that Terrell Davis asked him for something. He didn't think, because, I'm sure they don't want to be touched, right?
Yeah.
So it annoyed him. And then he went and made the story bigger than it was. Who knows? It could have been like super hungover. I mean, who knows what shape the flight attendant was in?
Well, United Airlines has removed the flight attendant from duty while they closely review the matter. And clearly not the type of travel experience they strive to provide. They've reached out to Mr. Davis's team to apologize.
Yeah, I think that sometimes just you give someone any kind of leeway in any kind of perceived power, and they will go crazy with it. Because when the government or the FAA is telling people, the flight attendants, like, be on the lookout for things, you know what they're talking about. Be on the lookout for people trying to blow up the plane or, like, fighting. Like, when they say, like, weird behavior, like going to the bathroom a million times with their bag, like, playing around with their shoe. Stuff that's happened in the sky, like lighting stuff. You know what they're saying? They're not talking about, like, touching your arm or, like, trying to read lips in a conversation. It's just overzealousness.
Right. Now, is it possible that Terrell Davis crossed the line? I don't know. Wallach and I were talking about it before the show, and Wallach said, it seems like a really good guy. He's had a couple of run-ins. I mean, one of them has to do with the Atlanta's Gold Club federal prostitution, fraud and racketeering trial, where he was, I guess, brought up as one of the people who had sex with one of the employees there, but he was never charged with any criminal wrongdoing.
So he had sex with a stripper. How does that make him someone who would assault a flight attendant?
It doesn't, but in 2006, he sued Liberty Mutual Fire Insurance for breach of contract over their refusal to defend him in a lawsuit related to a fight at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel, where he says he was assaulted by two bouncers during a party at the Tropicana bar.
What is that? I honestly don't understand where you're going with that.
Well, the guy fights bouncers in bars and then tries to sue the hotel after he fights with bouncers in bars. That happened.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be the opposite of what he was accused of? Like, he was accused of assaulting someone. He was accusing someone of assaulting him.
I'm just saying, in terms of, like, normal people walking the earth, how many people have been in fights with bouncers in bars?
I don't know how many people are
small
MVPs.
Percentage.
How many people are MVP? Well, I don't know. In his circles, out of the people that he runs with, like the rich and famous, how many have been in scuffles with bouncers? 50%. Honestly, I mean,
okay.
Everyone in the NFL, in the NBA, had sex with strippers at the Gold Club. I mean, every New York Knick had sex with strippers at the Gold Club. You're going out of your way to run the man into the ground. How dare you? Jonathan, don't you think so?
I think he deserves to be canceled.
Okay, Jonathan said he was a model citizen. When we were speaking about this off the air, I'm like, okay, well, not so fast.
All right.
That's all.
Well, listen, some of us accept and some
Trying
of us...
to cast doubt on a man's good reputation for the last 18 years.
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
I mean, you have sex with one prostitute. And all of a sudden, you're this.
You sue one hotel after you fight two bouncers, and all of a sudden, you're the type of guy.
Maybe the bouncers fought him.
Has he had a problem in the last 18 years that you can find?
Sounds like a family man to me.
No.
Traveling with his family. All right, very good. The national anthem was sung yesterday at the Home Run Derby by a very strange woman Tim Kurkjian was super fired up, and Tristan Casas was mic'd up for some reason by the MLB Network. He was holding a microphone, and it was all stupid. We will have it all for you in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy. sports deep.
I'm a Bostonian!
This is Boston's home for sports.
Bow, bow, bow!
98.5 The Sports Hub. You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy, brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel, and you can watch us on YouTube. Search 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. Subscribe, 617-779-0985. The Home Run Derby was yesterday, and MLB Network, ESPN, everyone's on the case, and Tim Kurkjian, your friend, Jonathan.
Yes.
Timmy K, was out talking to the players.
Get here and, not only just get a break, a little blow from other games, but get a chance to be a part of something so special and, celebrate all the guys that are having awesome years.
Were you a little nervous talking to Bryce Harper going up to him?
100%, yeah.
Can I have your underwear when it's over?
Tim Kurkjian.
More, you're a muscular man.
Tim Kurkjian loves baseball.
Maybe share a drink in the hotel room afterwards.
He loves baseball.
Years.
Were you a little nervous talking to Bryce Harper going up to him?
100%, yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's like I said, feeling like a fan. It's like these guys are guys that have been doing it for a long time.
Kurkjian wouldn't know what feeling like a fan is. That's a guy from the A's, by the way. That's the representative from the A's. Tim Kurkjian was overjoyed to be talking to him.
To an Oakland Athletic.
The one guy no one will ever see again.
And this is Mullins, I believe, from the Orioles, I've been told.
CJ, have you met anybody yet that you always wanted to meet and now you're a teammate or you've seen him on the field?
I just talked to Judge. Aaron Judge, that's someone I wanted to talk to. Big guy.
You just see him pushing his head away from his waist. like pushing his hand away. Okay, dude. All right. Oh, let me touch you there.
No, really. I was looking for my baseball cards on the ground.
You do see? That you can do. That's John's impression.
Thank you.
Good for you.
CJ, have you met anybody yet that you always wanted to meet and now you're a teammate?
On Grindr, CJ.
CJ, have you met anybody yet that you always wanted to meet and now you're a teammate or you've seen him on the field?
I just talked to Judge. Aaron Judge, that's someone I wanted to talk to. Big guy.
Were you nervous talking to him, having never met him before?
More excited. It's a great experience,
And Mason Miller, you weren't here. He met Bryce Harper for the first time, and he was like, oh, my gosh, I got to meet Bryce Harper. That's why this event is so good.
Do you think he's perpetually in puberty?
Yes.
Tim Kurkjian is one of these guys that's never gotten out of puberty. I mean, he's asked two major league players, one who plays in the same division as the other player he's asking about, if he was nervous meeting them.
Yeah. He's Peter Brady. I mean, seriously. He's
Time
Peter
to change.
I just watch him, and I'm like, this guy has a national job. This guy right here.
Oh, yeah, I know why he has it. He's
a Hall of Famer, I think. But
yeah, I mean he
Hall of
loves
Fame
it.
writer. But I mean, he's a brilliant writer. But the fact that he's going around interviewing guys like this is embarrassing.
But not to him, and that's almost why it's lovely. Like he's like a lovely guy.
Yeah.
He really there's no act. I like Tim Kurkjian. I like that he's doing it.
Yeah.
He really means, are you nervous? Like he's talking to a guy on the Orioles.
He's excited
about a guy on the Yankees, and he's legitimately saying, were you nervous to meet him? Like, can you believe it? There's all these stars.
I know. This is his 77th All-Star game.
Yeah, can you believe it?
In 1978, Rod Carew and I did poppers. Something like that.
Bringing it back to the poppers. Darryl Porter,
Darryl Porter, great defensive player, won a World Series.
Tom Bernansky, Oh my God, it's Rob Deere. Can you believe it? CJ Mullins, look over here.
Yeah.
It's Bob Forge. All right, but the big news was some country lady got up to sing this. She's a professional musician.
Apparently, she's been a Grammy-nominated artist.
Apparently, because that means something nowadays. I mean, you got to get your hands on one. You're not official until you get your hands on one of them Grammys.
Let me tell you something very distressing for both you and me, Fred. This Ingrid Andress was born in Southfield, Michigan.
Well, that's why she's such a big country star.
Well, she was raised in Colorado, but born in Southfield, Michigan, raised in Colorado, and she's, to John's point, a lot of nominations and awards, and she's won the BMI Country Awards. I know that's a big one.
What is
Bowel Movement Industries.
Music Row Awards.
I gave her one. She sold me a bag of something.
Nominated for 2 Grammys in 2021 and 2023.
So suffice it to say, this is a recording artist. Her name is what?
Ingrid Andress.
Ingrid Andress. Maybe we could have someone from the country station on, but we would have to do it before 9:30.
Quick, or everyone leaves the building.
Yes, to get a living, breathing
I think
human.
they're home by 10 a.m.
Yeah, they definitely are, and that's but it's the industry.
Oh, here comes one of them right now, taking all kinds of time coming back from another bathroom break. Not real busy.
That's Bobby B. Don't worry.
Oh no, so sorry, wrong station. Wrong station.
That's Bobby B.
Wrong
Don't worry
station.
about it. All right, here we go. Here is the lady singing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see?
I had it playing as I was doing up the dishes last night, and I quick grabbed the remote and paused it. I said, "Oh, I don't think this is going to be good, and I want to sit down on the couch and watch this."
So far, so good.
No.
You had a little slur.
There was a little hiccup there, but we're still hanging in there.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed, by the twilight's last gleaming.
Lyrics?
No, there's not the lyrics.
So proudly we hailed at the twilights. Okay, all right, whatever. Whatever.
You know who got a hold of them? Tyler Milliken's cousin. He got a hold of the lyrics. He got a hold of the teleprompter. He was playing a little joke on the country.
Oh.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare.
Yeah.
Ugh.
We've taken a left turn.
Are they going to play this at noon on the country station, which I was told today every day at noon they play the national anthem?
It's a thing.
If there's any justice, yes.
I like because you like country music. You have to listen to the national anthem every day at noon.
At noon, and you stop what you're doing. If you're wearing a hat, you take it off. If you're driving, you pull over.
You pull over?
Yeah, on the shoulder.
If the national anthem plays?
Yeah,
I don't like that. Then don't play the national anthem. What if everyone pulled over?
I think it actually helps congestion.
Yeah,
frees up
better way to
traffic for a
get to where you're going.
You'd be like Nikolai Volkov. You'd be playing the USSR theme, like just hauling down 95. Everyone else is pulled over.
You get out of your car, stand at attention, hand over your heart.
I thought for a second you were serious that you have to pull over to the side of the road when the national anthem plays. I wouldn't be surprised if you were supposed to. There's a way to fold the flag, you understand?
Oh, of course.
The bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled
Now, at this point, Fred, if you're her, don't you feel like you just get out and
land of the free and home of the brave?
Yeah, land of the free and the home of the brave.
No time to be dramatic. Just get out of there.
Yeah, but I can tell by the time remaining on this that is not what happened.
Okay.
Or the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Oof.
Wow.
So I hear that, and I don't think that's a bad performance as much as she can't sing. She is real bad at singing.
Yeah, because I don't think that if she was not getting like a feed through her earpiece, that would have made her sing that poorly.
I mean, like you just forget what to do with your throat. It's not a pitch issue.
No, because if you've ever talked like in an arena, if you're just hearing like the echo through the arena, it's almost not worth talking. Like you I've done it before and like had to just stop. I'm like, I'm not going to do this because it's just going to sound terrible. Whatever I have to say is not worth this. And I'd imagine singing's like impossible with that, but I don't think that would make you sing poorly. It would just like screw up your timing and stuff. Because it was all borderline. Like before we played this, because I didn't hear it last night, before we played this, I thought, well, you could honestly tell her it wasn't that bad. It's just the internet and it's going to go away. But then, I mean, this is... I mean, first of all, she calls us all whores.
Yeah.
This is going to live forever. Yeah, that's an all-timer.
Yeah, and she gets booed a little bit, too.
So a couple of the players are laughing as they pan to them.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, what are you going to do?
Because they're not from this country. They're not hanging their head in shame.
Tell me if any of this tracks. She has 3 sisters and a brother, and she was mostly homeschooled until high school.
Yeah.
Since her father was a professional baseball coach for the Rockies, and they traveled often. So Dad has a job where he goes on the road a lot. The whole family goes on the road?
Yeah.
Is that what that meant? Okay. Homeschooling, living on the road.
She
Okay.
sounded like she had sunglasses on inside at 7 a.m. with like her clothes from the night before on. Like that's what it sounded like. She was like, "Excuse me, well, I get it." Like she's hailing a cab on the street.
For the land of the free.
I mean, this just sounds like someone walking through a restaurant, knocking into tables.
This thing about country artists too. So she grew up listening to Coldplay and Evanescence and started a heavy metal band, right? And like most frustrated musicians, when they realize, this is too much work, what can I do? Country. It really doesn't matter if you're any good. You can get someone else to write your songs. You don't have to be necessarily all that skilled. Just do country.
How does she
And it's
sell?
mostly marketing.
Yeah, because
do country.
I made the prediction Post Malone would switch to country music, and I made that prediction a couple years ago. I'm like, he's going to know when to get out, and he's going to go to country music because he's already screwing around like singing. And sure enough, I guess he has.
Right. And credit to people like Taylor Swift who actually do it the other way.
Right.
Who get away from country. It's like, actually, I want a little bit more discerning audience. Now, how much more discerning is arguable, but our woman here, Ingrid, I'm sure they're very proud this morning, attended the Berklee College of Music here in Boston.
Well, Guitar Center on Newberry Street. Get ready.
Dropped out of Berklee because she was frustrated with the school's emphasis on theory.
Yeah.
And being able to sing good. Oh, wait a second. You're a performance major? You're not good at performing. Well, that frustrates me. I'm dropping out. So she joined an a cappella group by the name of Pitch Slapped.
I
get it.
Okay.
I don't
Then
know.
went on the NBC on the Sing Off.
For the land of the free.
All right, I don't need any more biography. Suffice it to say, she sucks. All right, Dan Roach is going to join us. And if you're a country artist, can you overcome that? I mean, once you've besmirched our great anthem, is there any coming back from that?
She's got shows scheduled tomorrow night in Nashville and another one the next night in Colorado, and I'm sure the people will be there. And I'm guessing it's a very forgiving audience. Oh, bless your heart.
All right, so we'll be back in just a moment with our boy Danny the Milkman Roach.
You're listening
John, you should bring in your clarinet and play the national anthem. Danny Roach works for WBZ Television. He is a man about town. He's in a walking club, as we found out the other day.
Just got a free Slurpee last week, Fred.
Oh, happy birthday, Danny.
Happy birthday, Dan.
Thank you very much, fellas. Awesome.
Joining us on the Volkswagen Dealers Expert Hotline. Are you getting some time off this week because of the All-Star game, or what's going on?
Yeah, a couple of days to just chill out, relax. Everything's good. So, yeah, it's been a good thing. And I think I have I like a song by that lady who did the national anthem. More Hearts Than Mine, I think is the name of it. I was surprised. It was pretty good, Fred. Listen to it on your way home.
I probably will, just to relax and decompress from the long show.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Outstanding.
Get my head out of the game, Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought of something. It is July, and he did have a couple of days off. Where would Dan Roach go on vacation?
He would go to the Cape.
Damn right. How many Chatham A's games have you seen, Dan?
Just one so far.
Okay.
Are you on the Cape now?
I can't disclose that, Fred.
That's a yes. Okay.
Why would you not say that if you were on the Cape or not? I'm just curious. You don't have to say
My
you're
wife.
there.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, because you don't want your wife to know you're cheating on her. Okay.
Yes.
All right,
Thank
very
you.
good. I understand.
Side piece.
Yeah, he's got a gumar.
You got a side piece down the Cape.
Yeah, he's listen, he's on TV. I mean,
All right, fellas. Clean it up.
He's got some 80-year-old down at the
I was
Cape.
going to say, no, the woman's an octogenarian, but,
Yeah, it's the Cape version of the guy Dan has in Hawaii. All right, so what are you listening to the station and hearing what people are saying about the Red Sox? Everyone's all tied up in knots about the Red Sox because they're doing well, and there is a belief that they are not going to improve this team. The team has said a bunch of different stuff about it. Where do you stand in terms of your level of excitement or aggravation with the team right now?
Well, I think you guys know me well enough over the years that I am in, right? I'm in right now with this team. I think we've seen a lot of good things come together. I'll start with Alex Cora, and the mantra probably coming out of spring training is like, let's, nobody gives us a chance. Nobody respects us. And this is my last year of my contract, blah, 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 blah. And they've come together nicely as a team. And we've seen guys, blossom, starting with Duran, and, Devers continuing to do what he does. Connor Wong has been outstanding. So on and on. You guys all know the drill and all the guys that are pitching. So if I'm the Red Sox, and if I'm a fan, and if I'm Alex Cora, and if I'm the players, we're all in, right? Everybody's in. And now you just have to show me some love at the trade deadline. And it doesn't have to be right now, then. It has to be right now. This team deserves some kind of moves to make them a better baseball team, and to give them, say, thank you for what you've done so far. And with 60-something games left, you guys deserve a chance to have somebody help you out. So go find somebody, but a veteran starting pitcher, a right-handed bat, go find them, and don't take away from this team. Don't rip the heart out like they did with Christian Vasquez. Like, go find somebody. That's how I feel right now. And whether that be a journeyman veteran guy who can just start some games for you and down the stretch and help out with that staff and give you innings, or bring Nate Eovaldi back, do something creative and get guys excited about this team and people excited about this team, and show everybody in New England that you care about your baseball team, right? It's as simple as that to me.
Yeah, and anything short of that is just going to feel hollow, because Craig Breslow, even when he's trying to give credit to the team, he is saying things like, they're forcing us to take them seriously, which I don't know that that's going to ring well with the clubhouse and with Cora and the players. It's like, well, shouldn't you be taking us seriously regardless of where we are in the standings, and doing everything you can to improve this club? And I realize there's some longer term considerations, but this is for this season. And to have him say something like, oh yeah, we got to take him seriously. Well, yes, that should go without saying.
Right. And how many times have we seen guys join a team at the trade deadline in the final year of a contract? It's just, you're going to have to give up something. So we've seen the development of the farm system. We see the future of the farm system with Marcelo Meyer and all the great players, Roman Anthony and on down the line. We see that. We see the draft, which they just had. They got college kids. Fred, I heard you talking about Montgomery yesterday. They come in ready to hit. So he should help the team sooner rather than later, once he gets over the the ankle injury. We see all that. Everybody sees that. Everybody sees also the ticket prices and what you're paying to go to a game at Fenway Park. And they see that they need help, that they need a push to get up into the Orioles and the Yankee territory. So we've seen Kyle Schwarber, guys like that come in here and take off and have a good year, then leave. We see it happen all the time in baseball. So just do that. Something as simple as that. The fans deserve that from you. And I get what you're doing. You're trying to be Tampa Bay-like now with your payroll and development and player development and everything like that. But again, this is Boston. Give me a star. Give me good players, and then go from there, because everything else looks like it's trending in the right direction if you're a Red Sox fan.
That's not the only story surrounding the team here at the All-Star break, Dan. Alex Cora, the buzz around him is increasing. I'll ask you very simply, is he back with this team next season? Or if the Yankees fire Aaron Boone, can you see him managing the Yankees next season?
I can see him doing anything like that. I can see him doing whatever he wants. To be honest with you guys, I have had a pretty good relationship with Alex since he was a player here in Boston. And I've had conversations with him this season throughout the year and everything else. None of it has been about his contract. Every time I say, hey, they should give you a 5-year deal and make you the highest paid manager in baseball, nothing. He just kind of laughs and moves on. So he's got his priorities right. He's in a great frame of mind with his family and with his future. He's in good shape. He's been running, as we all know. His daughter's at Boston College. She'll be wrapping up sooner rather than later. So I think he's thinking about all these things and what he wants to do. And I think he needs it to show from the organization that they're committed to winning, period. So, yeah, I mean, if you're sitting there, if you're Alex Cora and you see, Alex Boone is a good friend of his, why wouldn't you just sit there and say, no, I'm good for now, unless they come to him and say, and maybe they have come to him and say, maybe we'll make you the highest paid manager in baseball. Maybe he said, no, thanks. I don't know. I haven't had that conversation with him. So right now, it does not look good if you're a Alex Cora fan. But Alex Cora is going to do everything and anything that he can to win a world championship here in this final year. But beyond that, who knows? I think it's a decision that Alex and his family are truly going to make as we go about into the month of October and November.
Yeah, you could be waiting a long time for Boone to get fired. I mean, people have wanted him to be fired for a very long time. I don't know if that's happening. But to get back to the trade deadline, would you give up a big minor league asset to get a proven major league asset, like the left-handed pitcher Garrett Crochet from the White Sox?
Yeah.
Would you? He's under your control. He's 25 years old. He's got almost a 3 flat ERA. Would you bring in an established left-handed pitcher and give up one of your top talents?
Well, again, Fred, I'm not going to sit here and say, this guy. But I think it depends on who it is. I really do. I think if it's Marcelo Meyer, no. I mean, if you're slated to have him as your franchise shortstop, then no. If it's Kyle Teal, a franchise Adley Rutschman, Jason Varitek type catcher, no. So there's a couple of guys, but beyond that, yeah. I mean, I'd do a package of maybe your upper echelon prospects, but I don't know if I would give up straight up one guy like Marcelo Meyer, Kyle Teal, or Roman Anthony, or Miguel Blaze right now.
What are people saying about Meyer?
Then my answer is no, Fred. Then.
Okay.
If John says if it's going to be straight up for one of those guys, no.
Okay, because we've been hearing about Meyer for, ever since they drafted him and what a steal he was in the draft. Do you believe, what are you hearing that he projects to be? Like now, what are you hearing that he projects to be? He's been in the minors for a while now. Some of these kids come right up.
Yep.
What's he projecting as?
I think he's projected to be a top prospect. And again, Fred, that's don't know.
But that's a prospect. What is he going to be, like a perennial all-star?
He should be. Yes, he should be in your lineup every day. But less than 2 years as your starting shortstop and as a potential all-star every single year.
Okay,
that's what you'd expect out of him.
Okay, potential all-star every single year.
Yeah, because we don't know, Fred. We don't know. Well, we've seen guys come up. You just don't know who's going to be the next guy, right? We've seen.
Well, you can have a good idea sometimes.
Yes, I think he's got all the tools and all the talent to be that kind of guy.
Okay, because I'll just tell you that I could name off the top of my head for the team I root for about 5 prospects that were supposed to be total studs. That Jordan Walker for one, Dylan Carlson for another, Todd Zeal. A lot of guys.
There's a million of them, right?
But
look at just Yohan Moncada, right? No one wanted to give him up.
Yeah, Yep. And now he's on that White Sox team, or he was. But just so, to take one of your quote-unquote stud minor leaguers and give them up for a all-star current major leaguer that's young and controllable is not ludicrous business. I mean, you hanging on to like a lot of these prospects, and I know Meyer was the highest pick you've had in a very long time, but not all these guys are going to be great major leaguers. They're just not. And even if they're everyday major leaguers, if you're a fan, that's great. But there's some kid that's going to be taken in the 10th round that's going to come up and show in the majors. It's happening now. I mean, I just know the team I root for. Guys like
I don't
Burleson,
disagree with you, Fred.
And their center fielder is some jabroni that was fifth on their depth chart, and now he's going to start, and he might be their future. Like you can't be too precious with your prospects, or that's a loser's game.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. But in this situation, I think you come too far to give him up right now. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. All right, very good. Danny Roach, WBZ Television. He's not on the case.
Oh, Frank, can I plug I have a nice story coming up on Friday on WBZ.
You may.
At 6 o'clock, it's our BZ MVP, and it's a kid, AJ DiBonza, who is projected to be he's the number one high school prospect in the country coming up for his senior year. He just won a gold medal, just got back from the FIBA U17 games. He's born and raised in Brockton.
But he hit Stuttering John.
Great kid. And he's going to be awesome. And he's going to be the next, we hear Cooper Flag in 2025. But in 2026, it's going to be AJ DiBonza, a kid out of Brockton who's going to a prep school in Utah this year and then college for 1 year and then is going to be a star. And we had a chance to sit and had a chance to talk to him in his driveway, in his hoop in his backyard with his dad. So pretty good stuff coming up Friday, 6 o'clock.
All right. So he's a big time. Where does he go to school?
He went to St. Sebastian's in Needham for 2 years, and then he went to Pacific Prep in California, and now Utah Prep 1 year, and then he'll be in college.
Not just in college. You guys change high schools every year.
Well, I
know.
too.
God.
If everyone I
that's
watch
what you have to do now, though.
If you talk to someone who went to St. Sebastian's,
really?
They call it St. Seb's, and it's like it was your high school, loser. You were there for 4 years. Get out of here with your high school.
Okay.
Oh, it drives me crazy.
I know the former baseball coach there.
Yeah,
Fred.
they say St. Seb's. And they go, look, to St. Seb's kids. You're like, shut up. Shut up. You went to high school there for 4 years, 30 years ago. Get out of here with your St. Seb's nonsense.
My friend Paul's a math teacher there. Also a very successful author.
At what point did I say the school wasn't good?
You're just tired of the attitude of everybody in the world.
Yeah. That's it. Thank you, Dan. Tired of Fred's attitude. That's what this is. It's pushback on that.
Oh.
Johnny, what drug you taking Thursday?
Tomorrow.
What would you like him to take? What would you like him to take?
Some meth.
All right. You want him all jazzed up.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. You don't want him all down in the dumps.
Ready for the second half, Freddie. He'll be up for the Dodger game.
All right, there you go. All right. Friday at 6 o'clock, WBZ Television. Find the future of basketball with Danny Roach. Dan, enjoy your time off. We appreciate it.
All right, fellas. Great to talk to you all. Always.
Great to talk to you, Danny. Everyone loves Dan Roach. Thank you.
Dan will be talking to a kid who not only hates Stuttering John, but claims to have mob connections.
Yeah, AJ Benza.
Oh, different AJ.
Yeah.
We're thinking of the wrong AJ.
AJ, do you remember AJ Benza from E? He would do True Hollywood Story. And
I do remember him.
He was in the Jackie chair for a little while, and then he ended up hitting Stuttering John and getting removed. He never heard of AJ Benza again.
Yeah, it's true.
Howard made him disappear.
Never heard of Stuttering John again, for that matter.
Oh, I have.
You know what happened to him? He did the Leno show for a while.
But now he's doing a very, 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 very depressing YouTube show.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. Sometimes not 1,000 people. Yeah, not good. But I'm even worse because I'm on his algorithm. Like he comes up with my algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
But like he'll be like at some motel. Like, he'll open the door to the motel and it's like outside. Like it's not like a hallway, it's like the outside.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what did you think was going to happen? But Stern wasn't paying him any money.
Well, I was going to say all those people, it's like, oh, they got to feel so stupid for leaving Howard. No, they weren't making any money with Howard either.
Yeah, I heard that Sal and Richard, who I'm not familiar with them that much because I don't listen to the show like in their era. I mean, I know who Sal the stockbroker is from the Baba Booey calls, but I've heard they make like $60,000 a year. But then the thing is that you can get appearances and make like a couple $100,000. But I mean, that show's bringing in $300 million a year. Like I just think that people go like you couldn't leave that job, thinking that they're like making like tons and tons of money. But
how much does a guy like Martling make when he was on?
I don't know. There's a documentary on Hulu.
He was probably like the fourth highest paid person on the show. It was Howard Robin.
It's
Fred.
Howard Robin. It's Howard Robin, Gary,
Fred.
Yeah, Gary Fred is what I think I've been told. Howard Robin, Gary Fred. And because Gary makes a lot of money. And he should, because I've been told Gary's basically the thing that holds that thing together. And defended me when Howard was making fun of me. Gary came in and set the record straight.
I met Gary a couple of times. He was a really nice guy.
Yeah, Chachi was a friend. All right, so we'll be back. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines.
The Major League Baseball All-Star...
Toucher and Hardy. And we are brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel. Jaylen Brown was in Vegas to see Bronny James excel against the Boston Celtics in Summer League play. And he was asked about Derek White and the whole USA basketball situation. And, by the way, you can see him mouthing the words. I don't think he's a pro.
Mm-hmm.
Hot off the presses about what?
I read that in several outlets last night.
Hachi Machi. He doesn't think Bronny James is going to be a good pro. Shocking. And then Jaylen Brown tweeted something out today saying
he saw this morning or late last night.
He's like, I'm going to piss off LeBron. I'm going to piss it off everybody.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're stating the obvious. All right, here we go. Here's Jaylen Brown. Everyone's got Brown in their name. Brownie, Brown, Bob.
Were you surprised to be left off Team USA?
Oh, John, what were you doing in Vegas? How'd you get back so quickly? John.
That's not me, damn it.
Hello. Hi. We're happy to be back in Vegas. Are you going to see a show? Hi.
Were you surprised to be left off Team USA, and what was your reaction?
I don't know, Mr. Lind. I don't recall. Do you have any advice as the center square?
Center square for the win.
Well, I'll tell you.
Were you surprised to be left off Team USA, and what was your reaction to that when it happened?
I wasn't surprised, but my reaction was fine. I was happy.
What the hell is on in the background?
Well, it's kind of like an LIV event. You know, there's always music going on, and it's really more of a party at Summer League. It's about the vibe.
Trying
it's
to
about
take
the
your
scene.
attitude and focus away from the players on the floor.
But whoa. I'm not talking about why are they playing music. I'm talking about what is going on with Living on a Prayer with just a beat behind it.
Oh, well, that's called a remix, Fred. What they do is they take a popular song and they remix it for the dance kids, EDM.
Okay, well, now I'm going to.
This is deep house. This is like an underground rave that they would play something like this.
No, but seriously, where is this being played besides like the amusement park? Like, who heard this?
If this is even tacky for Las Vegas.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Thank you. I'm saying that this is not good. Like, there's things I don't understand, and there's things I understand completely that aren't good. And this is one of them.
Were you surprised to be left off Team USA, and what was your reaction to that when it happened?
I wasn't surprised, but my reaction was fine. I was happy for D-Way. It's dope to have so much of like our...
Do they realize it's impossible to focus on him?
Well, thank you. Now none of us can listen to what Jaylen Brown has to say. I'm sure it's very important.
You're
but
in
all
my
I can
head.
hear is, Johnny used to work
Now you're... Okay, so, all right. Now you're in my head. You want to know what goes on in my head? Here's what goes on in my head. Jaylen Brown and I, say I'm interviewing Jaylen Brown, and he's talking right now. You guys would be able to listen to what Jaylen Brown's saying. The only thing in my head would be, why the hell did they do this with the remix? And I wouldn't be able to concentrate on one thing he was saying. And then it would bother me. And then I would look around to see, this is honestly what would go through my head. Then I'd look around to see who's smiling, and I would get angry at them. Mm-hmm. Because they'd be like, they're enjoying this song. They should be annoyed by it, too. Where are we as a country?
Our guys on there, so I was happy for those guys, but I wasn't surprised.
You tweeted at Nike. What was that about? Do you think they had any role in you being left off?
I do for sure. There'll be more stuff to come with that, but as of now, I'm not gonna comment on it.
Jaylen, is this more of a motivation for you now?
Absolutely.
Are you all fired up?
I'm super fired up. I got all the motivation in the world to just come out and improve, so I love it, honestly.
Jason's talked about how winning a championship feels like a huge weight has been lifted off his shoulders. Do you feel that as well, like it's alleviated a burden?
Yes, I do, but then like you get right when that burden gets alleviated, you get more motivation to follow it. So
yeah. So he says he's happy for the guys on the Celtics that are on Team USA, which I don't believe. At a certain point, I would be, I would begrudge them doing it. You can't get mad at them for doing it, but you can be annoyed by the whole thing. you can hope they lose. Let's put it this way. I don't think Jaylen Brown's really like rooting for the USA and for those guys to shine. And by the way, if you saw or read about the game against Australia that they almost lost in Dubai, Australia had some like 60 some odd points in the paint.
68 in 40 minutes.
And so you want to extrapolate that from what they just did. They took a guy who was 6'9" off the team and put a guy that's 6'4" on the team instead of replacing the 6'9" guy with a 6'7" guy or a 6'8" guy with a 6'7" guy, and they made themselves smaller. And everything I'm reading is where they are vulnerable is down low, and that Anthony Davis, of all players, is the key to this team.
Yeah, Davis had a big they gave up 68 points in the paint. Anthony Davis played 16 minutes, had 17 points and 14 rebounds.
Yeah, they're completely dependent on him because
he's going to have to play some pretty big minutes. And you were about to talk about Embiid. Embiid does not fit this team at all.
And he can't move.
That's the thing.
And so this team is completely vulnerable. They're not the way they would get beat in the Olympics, which I hope happens, is that their lack of size.
Mm-hmm.
And so everyone who was going crazy about, this is what fits for the team, and they made the white thing because it's what fits for the team. It's not what fits for the team. They needed, if anything, they got small. They got smaller. They needed to get bigger.
It's interesting because the next game they play tomorrow is against Serbia, and Serbia is Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, and he was at the game, by the way, walking through the concourse.
And
he sat in the seats. Go ahead.
And you know who they play in the first game of the Olympics? Serbia. Serbia is in their group. So tomorrow's game, even though it's an exhibition game in Abu Dhabi and nobody cares, it'll be interesting to see how well Serbia does down low against this team.
I have an idea of how well they're going to do. I have an idea. They're going to do this well.
For the land of the free.
That well?
Which is not well at all.
Oh.
Serbia, number one. Uganda, number one. America. All right, we will be back. The Home Run Derby was last night. Wait until you hear what we have in store for you in honor of the Home Run Derby. It'll knock your socks off. We'll be right back.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Cat's Eye's Platinum Home Protection Program is a year-round preventative service designed to keep your home pest-free. The program is customized based on your home and pet pressures that threaten your home and any other special needs you may have. keep up to date with all the best moments from Boston's Home for Sports. 617-779-0985 is a phone number. We're taking 0 phone calls today so far.
Why is that?
Only one person's called in the entire morning.
That makes me sad.
Put Milliken's cousin to work.
People don't. I mean, Tyler Milliken's cousin's got nothing to do. All he does is come in here and blaming everyone under the sun for the Trump assassination attempt. I mean, that's all Tyler Milliken's cousin will talk about.
He's got a lot of theories.
Oh, he's got a theory on everything. He's in here. Oh, yeah. I mean, you should hear him. He thinks a lot's going on in these mountains in Colorado. He took out a dollar bill and he's like, look at all this imagery. He was really into it. I'm just kidding. Tyler Milliken's cousin, he isn't into any of that. Tyler Milliken's cousin just believes in one nation under God.
That's right.
That's why he wears that big old cross that you all like. And I'm the one who's Tyler Milliken's cousin wins this round because I made fun of that chain, and then we put it up on the at Toucher and Hardy at Fred Toucher. We put that chain up, and everyone said I'm out of my mind. And I truly, truly, truly stand by that you can't wear a stainless steel big ass chain around your neck with a big crucifix on it and not expect to be looked down on by society. I stand by that. I think it makes you look dumb.
Okay, now you've gone too far. Look down on by you, Fred. And
yeah. But if it was me being society, what I feel society feels about you, and I could be wrong, which I am. But I thought I was doing the responsible thing by telling him.
I think you hurt his feelings.
Oh no, not Tyler Milliken's cousin. He knows how I feel. That's just
a little bit. He said.
That's just an emblem around his neck. It's not what's in his soul.
You hurt his feelings a little bit.
I'm interested in what's under the skin, not what's laying on top of it.
Nice.
Yeah, you see? All right, here's the deal. It's the summer. The Home Run Derby was last night.
Sure.
Everyone was locked in. I knew all the rules, and I know the guy who won. I've known him for years. I love him. I can't get enough of the guy who won the Home Run Derby. And so we were sitting around after the show yesterday, and we're like, how can we turn everyone's going to be locked in on this Home Run Derby.
Obviously.
How can we spin this creatively into something fun? And Hardy, what did we come up with?
Well, it's not really anything to do with the Home Run Derby as much as it has to do with knowing your Kirby.
Know your Kirby!
Kirby, I don't know how you found the song, but Kirby rhymes with Derby. So how are we playing this game?
So I have several questions, not as many as I would have liked, but let's say 5.
Yeah, because Kirby, ladies and gentlemen, rhymes with Derby.
Correct.
Everything's going to hell. Go ahead.
So I have questions related to famous Kirbys. You gentlemen have to give me the right answer to see if you, in fact, know your Kirby.
All right.
Okay?
Yep.
You don't meet a Kirby very often anymore.
No.
Not a lot of kids named Kirby.
No.
Mm-hmm. And Kirby's not short for anything, Hardy.
No. But you're
being on the level with me.
There are nicknames related to Kirby which will pop up during this game.
Oh, a hint. See what I did there, John? By making small talk, I got him to give up the goods.
That's impressive.
Question number 1. In Good Morning Vietnam, Bruno Kirby.
Oh, I love Good Morning Vietnam. Just let him vamp.
Takes over for Robin Williams' morning radio program and performs a skit as what 2 characters?
Larry Flynn and John Wayne Gacy.
I'll give you a hint. One of them is his own character's name in the movie. But Bruno Kirby steps in, takes over the morning show after Adrian Cronauer is suspended.
Of course.
And he goes into a comedy bit as what 2 characters?
I don't remember that. I do remember that he loved polkas. That's all I remember.
Oh, very good, John. That is part of the set. That is part of the scene.
You're assuming that we remember an awful lot of Good Morning Vietnam.
Anybody?
No.
No one has a shot at the. I am very.
Oh, Lieutenant Steve. Oh, Frenchie.
It was Lieutenant Steve and Frenchie.
Do you like good food? Oh, but of course, the French love good food. Well, then I guess that would make you an Edie Gourmet.
That bit was almost as bad as this one.
The hell you say? He's just getting started.
I mean, he's on the radio doing stupid bits. I mean, he could have gone, he's doing a Frenchman with him when he could have been doing Know Your Kirby.
But you don't understand. His name is Bruno Kirby, so.
Know Your Kirby!
It fits.
I just like when he was slanging it on during the Cowboy movie, City Slickers.
Oh, yeah.
Like Kirby couldn't stop getting laid. Like that was the whole problem with him. He's like, guys, I can't stop getting laid. He's like, Daniel Stern, by the way, was 5'8" and looked like he was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
He was a hunk of man.
Well, Daniel Stern also hooked up with the grocery
blonde,
girl, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It was on Seinfeld and All for the Secret to My Success.
All right. Question number 2. The Kirby series of video games, originally released by Nintendo, as we all know, in 1993, has been reimagined in how many versions? 18, 28, or 38?
I'm going to go 38.
The Japanese never do anything halfway. I'm going to go 38, too.
You are absolutely correct. And, of course, we all remember the theme song from the Kirby video game. Doesn't sound manic and Japanese and meth-fueled at all.
Yeah, this was begging you to not sleep. This was telling you not to sleep.
38 versions of that video game. I'd never heard of it. Kirby?
Kirby.
Yeah. I know Kirby. Don't worry about it.
Like a big circle blob
Nintendo
that eats everything.
Yeah, it was like a
Pac-Man.
A guy from the neighborhood.
No, it wasn't. This is different. Pac-Man is yellow. This guy isn't yellow.
Nah, he's brave. He ain't yellow.
Nah, you're thinking of Pac-Man.
Kirby's
Wrong
brave.
game.
He ain't yellow. He's brave.
Question number 3.
You got a yellow streak down your back.
In what 1992 Eddie Murphy film
Deep Throat
does our protagonist, Marcus Graham,
Birth of a Nation
conduct a fake search for his lost dog, Kirby?
Oh, that's Boomerang. I got that one.
Wow,
That's
John
Boomerang.
Wallace.
Yeah, John is emulated. John is emulated. Eddie Murphy and Boomerang for years. He really has.
Come on, Kirby.
Did you lose your dog?
Oh, yeah. I lost a white Springer Spaniel with brown spots on named Kirby.
Yeah.
Fred, you didn't. I'm surprised you didn't come up with that one because I remember you saying you enjoyed that film.
Oh, I've seen Boomerang on numerous occasions. I like how he used to settle for Halle Berry.
Yeah.
The more attractive one. Like, she just keep, like, please, like, just keep having sex with me. And he's like, all right. There's a less attractive woman over here.
I want Robin Gibbons. That's what I want.
You hold your horses.
That's
like,
right.
You pretend to date the guy from In Living Color for a second. Everyone's rooting for me. They really kind of missed the boat there because she's with the guy from In Living Color who you feel bad for the whole film.
David Allen Greer.
But then she dismisses him for Eddie Murphy, and we're supposed to be happy at the end. I found that a very unfulfilling end. I was rooting for David Allen Greer.
I was rooting for you to get that one right, Fred, but you did not.
Kirby! Kirby!
All right, this is Kirby, ladies and gentlemen, rhymes with Derby.
And that's why we came up with
Know Your Kirby! All right, Bruno Kirby, the most famous of them. It's all downhill from here.
Yeah. Oh, no, this one you should be able to get. Wallach will certainly get this one. MLB Hall of Famer
Kirby Puckett.
Thank you.
Was accused of doing and prosecuted for doing what crime?
No.
Oh.
His career was cut short due to what ailment diagnosed in spring training of 1996?
Dwarfism.
It was an eye injury, I thought.
Oh,
He got hit with a fastball in
Yeah,
the face. It was an eye injury.
Yeah, they call it the old 23 skidoo.
No?
Didn't have enough power.
No, you did not have enough power. It was glaucoma.
That's an eye injury.
It's an eye injury.
Yeah, but you said he got hit with a fastball.
He did.
Well, yeah, in his last pitch of the 1995 season, it had nothing to do with him getting glaucoma on the second day
Was
of
it an
spring
eye
training.
problem or not? I'd like a separate ruling on this.
You said he got hit by a fastball and it was an eye injury. That's not an eye injury. That's an eye ailment.
But maybe the eye injury made them find the eye ailment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he got hit in the eye. I think he got hit in the jaw.
I don't know.
With the fastball.
What do I know?
I want a separate. I
was
want
like
a
Ken
ruling.
Herbeck girl.
I think I'm calling that correct.
All right, I'll give you a double or nothing shot here. Right eye or left eye?
Left eye.
Lopez.
I thought the same thing. Let's light some shoes on fire.
Didn't have enough power.
No, it was in his right eye.
I'm so damn proud.
That's right. All right, finally.
My friend's girlfriend's parents lived in Country Club of the South when Left Eye Lopez lit Andre Rison's shoes on fire and the house caught on fire. Because it was like the biggest thing that ever happened in Atlanta until the Olympic bombing. And they went, there were like all these helicopters up in the sky. And this is Country Club of the South. It's probably the richest people in Atlanta at the time. We're living there. It's on this like big country club golf course and everything. And so Megan's parents go outside and they're like looking at this, and then all of a sudden this smoke is rising, and then there's like 5 million international. I mean, that was big news. That was a big power couple.
I remember
at the time.
seeing that. And thinking it was a big deal.
Lisa Left Eye Lopez, very forward thinking in getting Andre Rison's number and I believe team logo tattooed on her arm.
Yeah.
Because players never change teams.
Why did they wear rubbers on their glasses? TLC. Before
Just to promote
waterfalls.
safe sex.
That was
in direct opposition to what you were a proponent of yesterday.
Well, I mean, you were
ditching
also
the Jimmy hats.
You were also accused in that email of being worse than me if you read it.
I think my accusation was worse.
Yeah, coming out of that, I thought I came out better on that one.
Finally, Emilio Estevez as Kirby Keeger tries to win the affection of what character played by the lovely Andy McDowell in the film St. Elmo's Fire?
He wears suspenders during a great deal of the film.
He does because he's a waiter.
At a TGI Fridays kind of place.
It is, but no, it's St. Elmo's.
Yeah, but it's a TGI Fridays kind of place.
Are you calling St. Elmo's TGI Fridays like?
If you lit it up with a sax.
Yeah,
a shirtless sax player.
When's the last time you saw a live band at TGI Fridays?
Before or after hours?
Hey, where's the music?
No.
He doesn't get the music
he's
for that?
He's got a production intensive, but it's very difficult to get to.
Music,
I'll wait. Before or after hours?
There it is. I feared we were going to stop the show until you hit that button. You know.
Touche.
Emilio Estevez.
I'm thinking your name is Kirby.
As Kirby Keeger. His character's name is Kirby Keeger.
Oh, that's too delicious.
Her name wouldn't be Kirby. Then the game would be too easy and not good. The game is very good and very smart, and it's doing very well. Kirby tries to win the affection of what character played by the lovely Andy McDowell?
Hitler.
His name is not Hitler, Fred. You know that's not right.
Kirby Puckett.
This is my life.
Medusa.
I don't remember that.
Shakisha. Jacquet.
Okay, well, now they're finally...
Shathade.
Finally, you got it.
Hey!
No, her name, Dale Bieberman.
Of course.
Oh, I did know that.
Drive carefully.
Nice meeting you, Kirby.
That's right.
Yeah, all right. To wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen.
Wrap what up?
Know your Kirby.
You know damn well what it was.
It's probably the best game we've ever played.
I've had this loose implant for a very long time.
Where in your body?
My mouth.
Oh.
It's loose.
I thought it was like a Northeast Men's Health type of prosthetic situation.
Oh, an implant?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not put in by Northeast Men's Health. It was before that, but it's a balloon that I do have to pump up.
Mm.
You just hang tight, young lady. Daddy's got to get his hand pump. and pump this thing up. It just takes 1, 2, 3. Here we go. All right, now time to let it out. You done? You satisfied? All right. It's up to you, honey. How long you want this thing inflated? All right, we will be back in just a moment. Star, Toucher, and Hardy. And it is the All-Star break. The big All-Star game is today. And during the Home Run Derby yesterday, Tristan Casas was given a microphone by the MLB Network, and he was tasked with going around and talking. And here's what you heard the anthem. You heard the people laughing like idiots and tripping all over themselves over the Bobby Witt Jr. almost home run at the end. Now here is what they said to Tristan Casas. They go, well, you're hurt, but they know something about him that this kid's ready for the television. This kid needs to be on our television. I mean, he's an active player on the injured list that is, just you wouldn't just think like, let's throw him on TV, but this is the one guy they threw on TV.
And just pump the brakes for 1 second, Fred. I don't want you to paint the commentators unfairly. You say they were laughing like idiots. I mean, it was the final pitch of the finals of the Home Run Derby.
Witt hit a ball off the wall, goes over the wall. We go to sudden death.
Gotta go! Get legs! Get legs!
This is your 2024 T-Mobile Home Run Derby champ.
Baba got her a pair of new shoes right there with that one. Maybe a new car. We don't know.
All they're doing is describing the action. I don't think there's any shenanigans going on there.
No, they're babbling nonsense. It's just a bunch of phrases that don't work in that situation, and then they're laughing at each other like they're saying something funny.
Just missed it. It looked like a couple feet he just needed.
Yeah.
What?
A couple of feet.
Come on, man. Just send me a couple pics. I'm jonesing real bad.
Give me. I need.
It
looked like a couple feet he just needed.
I just need him, man. Come on. All right. So let's hear it. I haven't even heard it. Here's Tristan. Mike gave it to me. Here's Tristan Casas. Let's hear how he did for the MLB Network.
Let's welcome in Tristan Casas to the show. Tristan, what are you doing here? You've got like a ton of...
What are you doing here? What are you even doing at the Home Run Derby? Oh my God, you're not a home run hitter. What are you doing?
Let's welcome in Tristan Casas to the show. Tristan, what are you doing here? You've got like a ton of assignments.
Right, I'm doing whatever I'm needed. Honestly, it's just fun to be here around the festivities. So
yeah, this guy's got it. He's got it.
He's got you doing all these assignments.
Yeah,
now you're sitting here talking to me while we're just killing time. What are you
This is
doing?
in school. I don't got no assignment. I have an assignment. I have my friend, the police officer, coming over.
I got lost in voices.
Why are they watching you do breakfast for the Beatles?
Lacquadero was a real champion. He could get in here and he could play 8 songs, and in between them, boop, boop, boop.
If I could stay on the set with you guys for 3 more hours, that'd be cool. If they need me to talk to anybody, hopefully they respond.
You're a correspondent, though. You're going to be asking questions, right?
Oh, definitely.
What kind of research have you put into this? Because there's a lot of stuff. Like Kevin spent the last 3-4 hours diving into the show. Yeah, that's what he said, too.
I was just going to go ahead and wing it. Let's see how I do. But, I got a TikTok Live starting at 7. I got the pregame show. If they put me at the same time as the Home Run Derby, I don't know if people would watch. I think they'd watch me instead.
That's an amazing
Yeah, I got the pregame show apparently. So.
He pits.
I'm a pitter. I'm not really a big sweater, but when I get nervous, I pit.
Yeah, that's why he goes with a dark
It's like
shirt.
smuggling water balloons. You know what I'm saying? It's like smuggling water balloons.
Yeah. Based off context clues, I would have got that eventually, but right in that minute, I
wanted to clarify.
Thank
you.
Right.
You're right.
Oh, no, because they went over my...
It's real A-list stuff going on there at the Home Run Derby.
Kevin Millar's a pitter. That's what he is.
I like Kevin Millar, but you get a bunch of people and you say improvise.
I like Casas dropping in context clues. That's good.
Well, you could tell someone's been, taught like, hey, let's get some context clues, Tristan. That was a minute of having to make stuff up. That was a minute of have a conversation with Tristan Casas, and that's what it devolved into. A minute, just hey guys, this is unscripted for 1 minute. 1 minute of unscripted talk.
But I knew you're That's actually
my lingo.
Right. This is the first time that I've ever worn this shirt under this one, but that's why I didn't wear only this one, because I knew eventually it would. Yeah. So,
but it's hard to ask
I just outed
questions
myself, but
because we're always used to answering questions. So I'm looking forward to you having to ask questions.
Right. I got my first taste of it the other day when Jemai wasn't on Nesson.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Take lessons from the number one stud.
Get here and, not only just get a break, a little blow from other games, but get a chance to be a part of something so special and, celebrate all the guys that are having awesome years.
Were you a little nervous talking to Bryce Harper going up to him?
100%. Yeah, 100%.
I'm a little nervous talking to you about talking to him. That's 1 degree of separation from Bryce bleeping Harper. Holy guacamole!
Think about it, Rat. Like, honestly, though, he's saying, like, were you nervous talking to one of the real stars?
True.
I mean, that's really what he's saying.
That way, yeah.
Like, were you nervous talking to one of these big guys? I'm talking to you because I don't have the balls to talk to them. They're like this. You're one of these a-holes that no one cares about.
Think he'd autograph my notebook?
Well, I'm sure that's already been done. I bet you if you go into Kurkjian's house, either it's just stark bare and there's like just nothing in it. He's like, possessions, nothing. All experiences, no possessions.
I vote for the dream sequence, which is like used socks like from the hamper and all that stuff scattered about the living room.
Ha! Used socks, why?
Oh, sorry.
No,
Paul Stanley, how'd you get here?
You said hamper and I pay you. I would imagine, I would hope that it was more of a shrine to baseball. That it was when you went in there, that it was like he is just having everyone document at every moment. But it's either
check out my Joe Rudy autographed baseball there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like something where there's just a room where you open the door and balls just like crumble out. That he's, every foul ball in batting practice that he's ever come across.
Giancarlo Stanton hit this one in the upper deck, but I found it.
I think it's more like, Ray Langford fouled this off in batting practice against the back screen.
That's right.
Just everything is a memento.
Here's a Rob Deere mustache hair.
See, now that would be like his singular item. I'm thinking it's more like batting practice balls.
If you said I have a Rob Deere mustache hair and you said $20, I'd give you $20 for the Rob Deere mustache hair.
That's something I'd actually want to see.
But it's a mustache hair from when he played here with the Red Sox.
I don't care. As long as it was a framed mustache hair, that's funny enough where I might buy the framed mustache hair.
Right.
Like if you had how I used to buy when during COVID, I used to buy these like big boxes of
I
stuff
don't
from
remember
China.
that at all. Did that happen?
Yeah, I would from Wuhan. I used to buy these big boxes.
Don't have any recollection of you sticking those cards up to the front of the camera saying, "Look."
So it was so boring, such a boring time. And but I would get these big boxes of memorabilia. It was kind of fun because you didn't know what was in them, and it could be like random stuff. And I got some cool stuff, but like I got a check from Reggie Jackson, like a check he wrote to an auto body place.
Oh boy,
yeah, like it's framed.
You're Vincent Price.
Yeah. It's in a like a PSA thing. It's graded and like not graded, but it's authenticated. Like they authenticated that it's really a check from Reggie Jackson, and this can't be worth 10 cents. Like it's not worth what the check was made out for. This is nonsense. I got some real crap.
Yeah, but you go to Kurkjian's house and it's like, Jesus, Tim, what is this? Is this Coke? No, that's white powder from the third baseline from the middle game of the Red Sox A's series in early May. I was there.
I scooped that up from Oakland Alameda County Coliseum.
Well, I was just snorting carbon fiber. So let's just say that we're just going to double check if that's the case. What's that white powder? Oh, it's chalk. We'll see about that, Tim. All right. We will be back. You heard the national anthem last night. It was very bad. And that, of course, everyone started scrambling and thinking, what other national anthems have been absolutely terrible?
What do you mean? No, we're the only ones to think of this morning. How dare you?
Oh, I was assuming that it was a group thought that society in large was thinking about it.
No. Well, they will after we talk about it.
Yeah.
Then it will become water cooler talk.
Yeah, I was talking to a guy yesterday about the Trump thing, and I said, he's like, yeah, you had an AR-16, right? That's what it's called?
15.
AR-15. And I said, you ever shot an AR-15? This guy goes, like, I have 5 of them. And he goes, they're interesting because they shoot a very small bullet, like a bullet from a .22, is what he was saying, like a .22 caliber. He's like, when you were a kid, did you ever shoot a .22 caliber? And I'm like, yeah. I never shot at any guns when I was a kid, but I was like, sure. And and he was like, but it comes out with a great amount of propulsion, is what he was saying. It comes out with a great amount of propulsion.
You say yes so that he doesn't immediately invite you to go shoot right then and there. Like,
well, listen, if he was like, let's go shoot these AR-15s, I want to see what's doing. I mean, they're all the rage. But he said the propulsion that the bullet comes out in is the real story. He said they're very small bullets, but he has 5 of them. I don't know why you would need 5. But why would you need a Reggie Jackson check to an auto body place? Same diff. Do what you want. Live your life. Isn't that right, Tyler Milliken's cousin? You live your life, buddy.
Thumbs up.
Don't let anyone tell you.
Why would you need a cancel check from Vincent Price, Chachi? I don't know, but you had one.
Because he's scary. Oh, Vincent Price was so scary. On Thriller? Oh. Woe to thee of earth and sea, because the devil, you remember the beast? He hath who reckoned the number of the beast, because it is a human number. Chachi, he who hath reckoned the number of the beast, it is a human number. His number is 666.
That'd be odd if they threw that in at the end of Thriller.
It's the Satanic Bible read by Chachi.
You have to sacrifice a calf and a chicken. What?
Oh, don't sacrifice
No,
a
you
chicken.
can't sacrifice chicken. You gotta let them get old and die.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Sports Hub headlines.
The Major League Baseball All-Star Game is tonight. The American League will host the National League in Arlington, Texas. Baltimore.
Sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel. A bad night, sing a bad anthem, because everyone is going to be all over it, especially it's going to be on every sports show. You could get away with it sometimes, but when you're the only game in town, it can be very difficult.
Land of the free and the home of the brave.
Yeah, it's not good. She was booed. Her name is Country Von...
Country Steen.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to go there. But she's a country artist, and she's from Southfield, Michigan, which is not the greatest area in the world. Let's be honest. But she was probably more born in one of those hospitals.
Yeah, born in a hospital. Raised in Colorado, homeschooled, attended the Berklee College of Music in Boston for a time before she dropped out because she was frustrated with their insistence on being good at singing. So she left, went to Nashville after trying to do a metal band. She's like, well, I'm not real good at this. What should I do? I'll do country. And that's what she did, and that's what you heard last night.
I just like that country is where white artists generally go to when they've failed in every other opportunity. That's what's happening with Post Malone, as I predicted 2 years ago. Post Malone was going to become a country artist just like Kid Rock before him. Aaron Lewis from Stained. And you'll see Machine Gun Kelly. He's making his way to the country side of things.
Darius Rucker did it after people said, wow, that one Hootie album was really good. What else you got? And he's like, well, we barely had that. How about I just do country?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Hootie got back together, though. Don't worry, they're touring. You missed them if they've already been here. Bertrand was there. Don't worry about it.
Oh, good.
Aaron Lewis from Stained, which Dan just called the late great. Is he dead?
Oh.
No, he's not dead.
Dead to me.
Oh.
No, he's not dead. They're from central Massachusetts. Their parents could be listening. Aaron Lewis is alive and well and doing great.
Very big
Eddie
country
Trunk
guy.
was talking about him yesterday.
Oh.
Yes, he said that he knew those guys because someone called in and said Stained were the best American band of all time when they were doing their top 5 bands from America.
Top 5.
I thought you said Trump was talking about them yesterday. I said, yeah, that tracks. No, Eddie Trunk.
No, Eddie Trunk. Yeah. No,
not
Trunk, not Trump. No, Aaron Lewis was obviously at the Republican National Convention.
Yes, duh.
He's an NRA representative. He was, of course, there. All right, go ahead.
All right, so this brought to mind some other bad anthems in history. I mean, do we start with one from 2014 when America's most patriotic band took the stage at a NASCAR event? Of course, I'm talking about Madison Rising.
Now here to perform our national anthem, please welcome America's most patriotic rock band, Madison Rising.
It's a great day to be in America. Whoa, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming.
That's not how the
How
song
many
goes, sir.
things have you failed at as a band by the time you get to the idea, let's be America's most patriotic band? Like, you've already ruled out any hot chick liking you. You've given up on any kind of educated person liking you. You have to, I mean, you're just like, let's just appeal to real dummies. Like, what are you? Well, we're not the world's best band or the world's most dangerous band. Well, what are you? The world's most patriotic band? Okay. You can do every motorsports event, and that's it. Think of how many failed ideas. Because that's no way when they said, like, why are you learning to play guitar? Well, I love the country, and I'm just going to use this as an instrument to play the anthem. Because what else, if you're the most patriotic band, are just all your songs about the USA? Because that would get old quick. Lean Greenwood has already paved that road. I mean, you've already been there. There's been some other bands that have taken that step. You know the band from Atlanta. Oh, we used to play it. Oh, Jesus. You put your foot from your sand to my grass, and I'm going to kick your ass. Jesse James Dupree. Jackal.
Oh,
Like they really leaned into like the patriotic thing because
Sure.
Jesse's a businessman and he realized like, look, our audience is pretty dumb. We're gonna have to really placate these dummies. What's the easiest way to do it?
Well,
we just wave a flag around.
That's a business decision for a musician. For an athlete to say, yes, I'd like to sing the national anthem, say at a Chicago Bulls game in 1993, and that athlete happens to be
Yeah, I
one of
know
the
that.
most decorated Olympians of all time.
Everyone remembers this.
Carl,
It's the last time I'll play it. But
Yeah.
I will tell you that the end of that, he saves it, and he knows not to go high on the land of the free, and people are laughing at him, but hey, you got out of it. And he's not a professional singer. And actually, you could tell he has a good voice.
Yes.
When he's singing well.
Yeah.
I mean, this is worse.
For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
That's bad enough. I was just thinking, like, if I heard my daughter singing and saying like that, I'd be like, oh, my God, my daughter sucks at singing. Like, if it was just in the house.
I wonder if Ingris is trying to do like a sexy anthem, because we all know the sexiest anthem of all time was performed by
the woman who was sleeping with the man she was singing to.
Fergie.
That our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star spangled banner yet wave?
So sexy.
For the land of the free and the home of the
It's better than last night.
Better than last night.
Still.
I just picture Liza Minnelli like all like on 100 lewds. Just like, all right, honey, you're going to brass it up. You're going to be brassy and ballsy, Fergie. This is going to be a version your father wouldn't approve of. We're going to burlesque it. And it's going to be a stomp with the left and a stomp with the right. And here we go, home of the what? Show how free you are, honey. Wave those balls around. You're ballsy and brassy, and you own this stage. You're a bitch. Own it.
You're a red, white, and blue bitch.
You're a red, white. You're an effing superhero. You're a tramp. You're everything to everyone. Now sing it, Liza. Get after it. Fergie, you're gonna get out there and you're gonna sex it up. You're gonna put those melons together in that bustier, and you're gonna get out there and you're gonna put on way too much makeup and embarrass yourself. But that was better than last night. The woman from last night has been
Get all sweaty like your forefathers.
Yeah, you're gonna be like Judy Garland, a bad mother. You're gonna be like my mother, absent and dead.
There's another selection here from Steven Tyler. Apparently did it at the Indy 500 in 2001.
Yeah, he's just not remembering. He's gonna nail it.
Is this the Patriot? Again, better than last night.
Oh no, he's saying it well.
Yeah,
he just screws up the lyrics. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't have time for nails. I don't remember.
There's one more in here that I've never heard. And it is considered by many to be the worst. And it's not Roseanne Barr.
No. That
It's
was
not
on
Michael
purpose.
Bolton. It's Scott Stapp, we've heard.
No. Scott Stapp wasn't as bad as last night.
Cat DeLuna. Once a pop newcomer with a bright future, according to this article from Billboard, the Dominican singer never quite recovered from this national anthem performance 2008 Dallas Cowboys game. Are you ready?
20-year-old pop sensation Cat DeLuna.
Oh, say, can you see was so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight.
What's wrong with this?
Oh, the
It's not bad enough to be worse than last night. If you do indeed have to pull over to the national anthem, can you turn off the station too?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Because if you had to pull, Hardy said you have to pull over when the anthem's on.
Yeah. If you're listening to that station down the hall at noon every day, you're supposed to pull over, you're supposed to get out of your car, and even if it's
What if
unsafe,
you're on the freeway?
Yeah, well, that's your fault.
What if you turn
That's
the
your fault.
station?
That's your fault for getting on the highway. If the anthem starts, it's disrespectful to turn it off, number one. So you
Okay.
can't change the station. You have to pull over, and you have to stand on the hood of your car.
What did people do before the United States was a country? I do.
Well, they wouldn't have to pull over.
No, I know, but like before the United States was a country, what did people have to take their hat off for? They were just all lost.
If they ever saw like a young man walking with a cross, they would have to take their hat off.
Yeah, Tyler Milliken's cousin would have been a Roman god.
Parting of the Red Sea with Tyler Milliken's
He would have
cousin.
been. He's the guy who built the pyramids.
Oh.
He's the guy who probably came up with the whole idea. That's who Tyler Milliken's cousin reminds me of. Some big Egyptian mover shaker headline maker making the pyramids.
Yes.
Don't you worry, Tyler Milliken's cousin. You'll do fine. You'll be all right out there. You just get that extra year at Emerson. That's $100,000. Don't worry about it.
All of it goes in my pocket.
You get that advanced degree. Keep taking the Tangway class, though. He'll put you in the right direction. He'll point you to the right direction. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Touch.
Corbin Burns. The Home Run Derby was last night, and in an event that came down to the very last pitch of the evening, the Dodgers' Teoscar Hernandez beat Kansas City's Bobby Witt Jr. in the final 14-13. Hernandez is the first Dodger ever to win the contest. He'll face the Red Sox in their first game back from the All-Star break at Dodger Stadium on Friday night. In basketball news, the Celtics are 1-1 in Summer League play. They beat the Lakers in Las Vegas late last night, 88-74. Neemias Queta, 22 points for the Green. They play Charlotte out in Vegas late tomorrow afternoon. Jaylen Brown met the media last night at the Summer League and said his recently won title is a thing of the past. It's already on the next season.
For me, it's back to ground one. So my mindset is almost like, championship. It's over now. Now we got to get back to work.
He added that he does believe Nike's responsible for him being left off the U.S. Olympic team and that he called Derek White immediately after he was added, and the two of them are just fine. And speaking of the Olympic team, they beat Australia yesterday in Abu Dhabi 98-92. Jason Tatum started. He scored 7 points. Drew Holiday came off the bench and added 5. The exhibition schedule continues tomorrow night, again in Abu Dhabi against Serbia. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Dr. Matthew Lopresti and Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, the hair doctor of Charlie McAvoy at 1-800-GET-HAIR. I'm John Wallach at Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9:30.
Boston's best sports talk. There's an app for that. Download the Sports Hub app for loads of stuff. Absolutely free. Connect with the shows, get podcasts, and more. Get it where you get your apps. Or at 98.5sportshub.com.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Do you have that Aaron Rodgers thing?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy, brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel. You can watch us every morning on YouTube. Search 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube and subscribe. 617-779-0985. Something called the Pro Football Network has come up with their top 100 rankings of NFL players. And congratulations, Patriot fans. The Pro Football Network, in all of their wisdom and glory, have won, and he's in the 90s, and his name is Christian Barmore, and that's it for you, and that will do it. And that sounds about right, unless Christian Gonzalez, I guess, stays healthy for a whole year. But the AFC East is getting interesting. Hardy, Aaron Rodgers was talking, which is rare for him. Someone got a hold of Aaron Rodgers and got him to talk.
Somebody got to him.
Someone had talked to him, and they said, and Aaron said, I only will sit down if this is just 3 hours. Only if it's 3 hours. Anything over 3 hours is too much of an ask. Could you please? And you have to be standing. That I do demand. And wearing a wife beater in the winter, if I so choose. How is it something yesterday, and there was a lot of gentlemen wearing wife beaters? Just sleeveless shirts in general. These are like men of a certain affluence, too.
Interesting.
They were very burned, and they were all wearing a lot of sleeveless type memorabilia.
So they're gonna use the excuse that it's hot out, which is the excuse that I hear when people are wearing flip flops. But I say it's never hot. It's never hot enough to warrant either one of those things.
I'm going to get
an
an unsolicited reaction to something a gentleman was wearing that I saw yesterday. Gentleman seemed like a good guy. Like a nice, middle class fella.
Mm-hmm.
Probably my age, a little younger, a little older. So let's say 40s. Had on a tie-dye shirt with the Grateful Dead skull, and inside that Grateful Dead skull was a bar stool.
Oh, okay. Now, do you think this is a licensed piece of merchandise from that entity, or do you think this was one of them bootlegs they sell in the parking lot at a Dead & Company show?
I don't know if the Dead & Company have gotten together with Barstool or what the deal is.
I'm betting that's licensed.
I bet you might be licensed, too. Why not? They sell everything else. I mean, listen, they're staying true to their ethics.
Let me tell you something.
The Grateful Dead.
And Portnoy, too. Michigan guy. I've never seen so many Grateful Dead things than I have in my life, except in Ann Arbor.
Dan sent us something that Dave Portnoy was lost at sea.
Yes.
And the National Guard went to get him and his mom.
Yeah.
Coast Guard.
Whatever. National Guard, Coast Guard. Yeah, the National Guard went and got him. They were too busy not stopping assassins.
I have to stop watching his pizza reviews when I'm hungry because it's.
Oh, that's right. That's a lot of fun. I'll tell you this, though. It was a tie-dye shirt, Grateful Dead skull, Barstool right in it. He's just like, I like Barstool, I like the Grateful Dead, and I like tie-dye shirts.
Right.
He's like, you want to be my friend? No. No, I don't.
He's laying it all right out there. There's no mystery, Fred. You know what you're getting up front.
But Aaron Rodgers did speak yesterday, Fred. Yes, he said it is, among other things, that his Achilles feels good. He said it really felt good at the end of last year. And, of course, we talked about the fact that he could have maybe come back and played, but that would have been silly. But he talked about something else that piqued a lot of interest.
Do you think Luke Getsy's going to utilize Davante Adams good in the new Raiders offense?
I love Luke Getsy. He's a fantastic coach.
Awesome.
I love Davante. I can't wait to play with him again.
Okay, so that was last week? Okay. Now, Dan Orlovsky is the one who is saying that...
Now, remember, it's still the All-Star break for ESPN. Just remember that ESPN's going through the All-Star break, too. And they need sports more than we do. And so they got to go on there and talk about the NFL on TV for an hour. So Orlovsky's got to... Like, you come up with something, Dan. Or we ain't. I'll just keep that in mind when you hear what Dan Orlovsky's got to say. What does Dan Orlovsky got to say, Hardy? If you would be so kind.
All right,
Orlovsky, talk to me.
Yeah, I think Davante Adams plays for the Jets this season. So the reason why I say that is this: have you watched Netflix, the receiver?
Yes.
Stuff? Have you seen it? Have you seen the frustration from Davante Adams? It's not that much better of a situation. One, the only reason it wouldn't happen, Greeny, is if he would feel bad about leaving Antonio Pierce, their new head coach. That's the only reason.
Antonio will be fine. He'll be fine.
Okay, but the loyalty of a competitor to a coach. One, the Raiders don't matter until they get a quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. So at some point, you got to try to go get a quarterback. Number two, if you're the Jets, why would you not? Cool, it's going to cost you you haven't won a Super Bowl ever, or in like 50-something years or something like that.
Yeah,
You've already gone all in. You have to make this work. If you don't win the Super Bowl, this is going to be one of the more disappointing acquisitions and runs and wasted talented teams that we've seen in the NFL in many years.
Okay, so what Dan Orlovsky just did is called scrambling for something to talk about. I'll tell you exactly what he did. Davante Adams is going to go to the Jets. Why? Well, they just released a documentary series called Receiver, and it shows him frustrated with Jimmy Garoppolo. So, couple that with, I do recall Aaron Rodgers saying last week that he would play with Davante Adams again. The Jets have never won a Super Bowl. Oh, that's right, they have. But the Jets haven't won a Super Bowl in a long time. They've only been in one. And therefore, Davante Adams will be on the Jets. By the way, it's one of the most disappointing acquisitions in the history of football if the Jets don't win the Super Bowl. First of all, the Jets aren't winning the Super Bowl. Second of all, I could think of a lot of acquisitions that are worse than that. And the Jets, how about getting Neil O'Donnell and giving him some crazy-ass free agent contract after he took the Steelers to the Super Bowl like a dumb goof? And then they gave him, there's a million. How about the Herschel Walker trade? When they gave up they basically handed the Cowboys their franchise.
Minnesota, yeah.
Yeah, Minnesota just gave them everything. How about
the Broncos getting Russell Wilson? That was horrible.
That's a worse.
Ricky Williams to New Orleans for their entire draft one year.
There's like a bunch. So
Mike Ditka in charge, lit the cigar and left.
So my thing is that Orlovsky, they said, look, dude, we got to kill 2 hours of show today. Like we got to do the NFL because no one cares about anything else. Right. And they're like, Orlovsky, you're the NFL guy, and so he's just like panicking and like, okay. So he sat down and watched that dumb Netflix show about receivers, and I did hear that Garoppolo's really bad and Davante Adams is getting really frustrated with him, but Garoppolo's not there anymore, right? Is Garoppolo still with Vegas?
I don't think so.
I don't even know who Vegas' quarterback is, but then you just do the thing and da-da-da-da-da, and now he's on the Jets. So the Jets are going to give up a first-round pick for Davante Adams? A first-round pick so they can – and how are they going to pay Davante Adams? Where is this money coming from? There's a lot – a lot of players make a lot of money on that team. And how are they going to pay Garrett Wilson? And how are they going to pay Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall if they bring on Davante Adams and they have his salary? Go ahead.
Garoppolo's a backup in L.A. with the Rams at the moment. And Aiden O'Connell is the starting quarterback now. He's the guy who finished up last season.
And Aiden O'Connell was the starting quarterback for who? In college?
Purdue.
And who was the backup?
Oh,
Steve Burton's kid,
right.
Yeah, Steve Burton's kid has been in the same room with Mr. O'Donnell.
Mr. Mustache and Headband is the backup, Gardner Minshew.
And O'Donnell, I take it, is related to Neil O'Donnell?
O'Connell.
O'Connell. I take it, that sounds a lot like O'Donnell. That sounds like, I take it he's related to Neil O'Donnell.
Like and Gardner is related to Jake of Jake's Minshew. Jake's Minshew.
Outstanding.
You sly dog. Omar, go ahead. Hey, what's up, Omar? Don't worry about that, Danny. Go ahead.
Hey, Hardy.
Yeah.
I want to send you down a rabbit hole for you guys. I don't think anything will ever beat the Kirby bit there, but this might help. Check out Carrie Cassidy. You guys were talking about Raptors the other day.
Okay.
And she has a podcast that has to do with Raptors and how they live in society and where they hide and what they do.
Okay.
Very, very, very interesting. Check it out. You guys will love it.
Carrie Cassidy.
All right, Omar, are you
Carrie
a big
Cassidy.
are you a Raptors person? Do you believe that the Raptors are among us?
No,
Okay.
by no means.
All right,
but
'cause-
just check it out. You guys will love it.
All right, thank you. So my daughter is, I think I know where this is all coming from.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter is in school and they're having her read this like Percy something book, and it's also a show on the Disney Network. And it's like about these people that are like actually dragons and stuff. And I think that people have taken that and they're like, I wish that was real. I honestly think that's what happened. Is that there is a science fiction tale, Percy something or other. I apologize for
Percy
not knowing.
Jackson?
Percy Jackson. And I think people, honestly, because that's what the whole thing is. It's the lady from Will and Grace, like the...
Deborah Messing.
Yeah, no, the other one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one that was on Seinfeld. She was George's girlfriend in an episode.
Okay.
She like turns into stuff, like lizards and stuff, and I think people saw that and went, oh, yeah, that's real. Let's make that real.
Okay.
You know what? There are podcasts. Good for podcasts. Why not? Sarah, go ahead.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Sarah.
Sarah.
Hi.
Everett?
Hi, Hardy.
Okay, hi.
Yeah.
It's not Wednesday.
No. I just wanted to tell a story. I wanted to recommend for Wallach tomorrow to take a lemon. And if the guy who called yesterday and said the what is it, a Wall Street movie wasn't a great movie.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
one of the best movies.
Wait,
And
what do you want
I was-
Wallach to take?
She wants him to take a Quaalude.
Yes.
Do you have Quaaludes?
I was given a Quaalude. Fred, hopefully you'll enjoy this because you were talking about Howard Stern earlier. I was given a lemon. It's a horse pill, so I split it with my girlfriend. I woke up the next morning. I went to take a pee. When my pants fell down, a picture of Hank the Angry Dwarf in a bunny suit fell out of my pants. I don't remember the night.
Did you ever piece it together?
No, I have no recollection.
So I know you don't have any recollection, but has your friend who also took the lewd with you, did she like inform you of how the picture of Hank the Angry Drunken Dwarf got into your pants? Oh, we lost her.
Oh.
I know you didn't hang up, Danny. I'm not blaming you. You don't have to put your hands up. I blame Tyler Milliken's cousin because I blame him. I think he was the one who gave her the pill, the lemon. I thought they don't make Quaaludes anymore. That's the whole point of them, right? That's the whole point of the scene in The Wolf of Wall Street is that they don't make them anymore. That's why the scene's so funny because they're working out and not eating and everything to try to get the pill to work.
That's right. It's the Lemon 714 that was discontinued, and then the.
Is Sarah always on the level with you, Hardy, or sometimes she's telling a tall tale or two?
I think all of her tales are rooted in fact. And
yeah, like I don't doubt she got blacked out.
Yeah.
That I'm not doubting.
Like she went to prom with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, but when she originally told the story, it sounded like she was the date of one of those gentlemen. And no, it was like a group of people, and they were all at the prom together. But I endorse Sarah and Everett's calls and friendship, Fred, and I'm glad she's recommended a Quaalude for John tomorrow.
Do you think that?
But I don't think the lemons are a good idea, because if they had lost their potency, back during the Wolf of Wall Street days, they're probably useless now.
Yeah, those are the mother's little helpers. The song what the song's about.
Yeah, and in the movie they say they were supposed to put you to sleep, but if you can ward off sleep for 15 minutes, you get a pretty kick-ass high.
That's a little bit like Ambien.
Oh.
You can make a video of yourself, put it up there on the internet.
Sure.
Yeah, you can. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So they because they made Quaaludes illegal because they were like super prevalent, and now they're illegal. People like to have it. They made you horny too. It was like a depressant that also made you super horny.
Yeah, the neighborhood Hesher, Mark Williams, always talked about dropping a lewd. He was going to go home and drop a lewd. He was a few years older than us.
Really?
We weren't supposed to hang out with him, but we did.
He ride a bike around? Or?
Hell yeah, BMX, baby.
How old?
We were probably, I mean, at the height of the Mark Williams experience, I would say we were probably 10 and he was probably 14.
Yeah. That's always dangerous. That's how I ended up in East Detroit with the two guys smoking crack. I had a buddy in my grade who was friends with an older kid.
Isn't that always the way?
Well, they were always going to drop a motor in a car. Like, that was the big thing. They were always going to. So he had a guy who said he had a way to drop a motor in the car.
You're going to drop a lewd, drop a motor. It's all the same.
And they're like, let's go we're going to this record store. And I'm like, okay. And then why are we going on the Lodge freeway? And then we end up in this real ratty neighborhood. East Detroit, not a lot of buildings. It's like picture a suburb that's been burned down. And they get out of the car, and they meet this gentleman, and the gentleman gives them crack, and they start smoking the crack. I've never seen anyone smoke crack in my life. And I'm standing outside essentially alone in East Detroit, and I'm looking and thinking, I don't have a cell phone because they weren't invented yet. And I'm thinking, how am I going to get out of this situation? And I'm looking anywhere for a phone, and I'm like, I am stuck in East Detroit. There's no way to get out of it. There's no road to flag a car down on.
Yeah.
I might as well be in the Sahara Desert. And there is a part of me that's hoping the guy just shoots me. There really was. Like, I hope he. So, like, they're done. I'm really troubled by the whole crack aspect. I did not know that my friend smoked crack. I knew he was a drug guy, but I mean, I'm probably 12 years old, 13 years old. And then the guy who sold him the crack is not overly convinced, Hardy, of what?
That he's real?
No, that the crack is gone.
Oh.
I sold you more crack than that. And they're like, no, it's all gone. We smoked all the crack. This is the crack we're taking home. And he said, no. And then so he got on his hands and knees and started pawing the backseat carpet of this guy, Paul. I'll never forget his first name, Paul. It's a Greek fellow. Paul's car. And Paul is like, you got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. And he's all high on crack,
Yeah.
And so then the guy, he picks up the guy and smashes him in the face a couple times and drops him down. And then we get in the car and skedaddle home.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I never saw Paul again after that. I don't think he might be alive.
So, Freddie, what did you do today?
Oh, boy. Machi.
How did that conversation go with your mom?
All I know is that the last time that the guy that I know that I saw him on Facebook, he's the guy that asked me for money. Like he went, "Oh, you're my best friend," and I'm like, "Oh, hey," and he's like, "Hey, man, like I just need a few hundred." Okay, dude. You couldn't even wait. You couldn't even long con me. You had to just ask for money right away. Right. Like because he probably knew at this stage, he's not going to outsmart me. Like he's not going to trick me into giving him money. So he's like, let's just get up and
let's cut to the chase.
Let's cut to the chase.
300 and I go away forever.
Until next time.
I know. If by forever you mean a week.
If forever means that now I know you have money and I'm going to show up at your door.
See you next Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
the email bit. We should do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. You can email John Wallach at jon@985thesportshub.com. Adam says, hi, Fred. I think yesterday's patriotic event of the botched national anthem may yield a nice bit in the very near future. You guys have the ever so talented Tyler Milken's cousin in your back pocket, just ready to release his vocal prowess. Perhaps he should put his pipes to the test to a very, very seasoned Rocky and Rollins mic and see who can sing the best version of this nation's anthem. Or if Milliken isn't ready, possibly have Rock and Roll Mike give Tyler Milliken's cousin some singing lessons. Now, we can't do the former because the people that would get pissed off are the people that are most likely to email and go crazy. They say you're making a mockery of the national anthem.
Yes.
But if we could somehow corral Rock and Roll Mike, he has not called in a while. You know, he's been traveling the world.
What country was he in the last time?
I think he was in France. Was he in Paris?
Was he in Paris?
One time we asked him what country he was in, he said Las Vegas.
right. Yeah.
He says, my guess is the former is much easier to package than the latter. That is true, but we cannot do the former. Okay, Tim, who emails, says, thanks a lot, guys. I was trying to take my kids to camp and had to pull over from 8:30 to 9 a.m. because you kept playing the national anthem.
Yeah, well, that's our bad.
That's a problem.
Yeah, it's a lot. All right, what do you guys got? Go ahead.
I have one from Brett. It says, Fred, I'm not able to connect to Bob Ross like you can, but I know for a fact I'd be the biggest fan of Doris Burke impersonating Bob Ross.
Yeah, not today.
What?
Nah.
Why not?
Oh, you want me to do the imitation?
Yes, and Bob Ross.
I'm just a dummy that you can put your hand up and make you your billing? All right, fine. Stop it and then start it over again, and I'll do this.
Because you want the full 30 seconds.
So I needed to get into character.
So this is Doris Burke.
You're doing what?
Bob Ross.
Okay.
Here we have a miserable dark cloud. I've made it with the blood of a baby lamb and also an indistinguishable corpse that I found in the baby lamb's stomach. And that I'll feverishly stab this buckskin that I'm using as a canvas.
There you go. See, that wasn't so hard.
Very good.
There you go. This is from Jared. I told you about this one. It was sent at 1:20 in the morning last night.
Yes.
Hey, Fred, has anyone mentioned you're a douche? Bill Walton helped your city in more ways than you ever have.
Good point.
He's talking about the Bill Walton thing I got in trouble for a couple months ago.
The hang-up. No, not the hang-up.
No, the hang-up happened years ago.
No, this is something
He
different.
said,
That's right.
how exactly did Bill Walton help the city?
By winning championships.
Yes. Winning sixth man of the year in 1986.
The yes you said about him was way out of line. I hope you get cancer of the face and have a miserable life. Well, Jared,
That's not right.
I'm going to put you in the no pile.
Yeah.
Don't count him as... I think he's from here. I think he's up to date. Maybe he just got out of prison and he just opened the internet. There's nothing else going on in the world. That's what he focuses on. Go ahead.
Cancer of the face.
That's ugly.
That's rough.
Nasty.
I mean, that could be any kind of, it could be tongue cancer, mouth cancer, eye cancer. It could be anything. Go ahead.
This is from Matthew. Hey, guys, just listen to the podcast. I assume that means from yesterday. I have a question for you all. What's a more cringeworthy scene in a bad movie? Willem Dafoe dancing to opera at the first crime scene from Boondock Saints, or the Joker dancing down the stairs to something from Jock Jams?
Well, I'll tell you, they're making they really made it, I guess, the musical version of the Joker.
It's really happening.
Yep.
It's Joaquin and Lady Gaga.
I could not stop. Like, I was chuckling during the Joker almost the entire movie because it was really kind of funny. Like, I'm mad. I've gone completely mad. I'm on the bus laughing, and no one can tell why I'm laughing.
You know what pissed me off about that movie? It's like, it feels like a long ripoff of king of comedy.
Yes.
With Jerry Lewis and Robert De Niro.
I mean, the king of comedy. I mean, they have Robert De Niro as the guest on the show that the Joker kills him. I mean, it's obviously an homage. They probably realized during filming, oh boy, we're ripping off the king of comedy. Maybe we should have a nod to it, because they do have a nod to the king of comedy. But maybe that's what made everyone think about it. But it is really goofy. And now that they're going all in on the goofiness and making it a musical, maybe it will be super creepy. I'll never see it unless I'm told that it was funny enough to watch. Then I'll do it.
I can't imagine it's going to be something that is going to be good in a way that I'd sit down and watch it, because
it has to be sincerely made.
Yeah, there's like one or two musicals I've ever watched that I would sit down and watch again, because I'd say, yeah, I'm not into musicals, especially in film form or any other form.
You didn't go with the crowd when everyone said to watch La La Land?
That's where I thought you were going with this.
Like John, who was like, "Oh, all my friends keep insisting on La La Land,"
so
and then we go, "What friends?"
I was
and he's
sure
like, "No."
that's where you were headed.
I guess I'll go.
He's like, no. He's like, I'm not going to watch this musical, fellas. Quit pressuring me.
I tried to make my kids, and Marcy did sit through it with me, Singing in the Rain. This was, I don't know, maybe a year or two ago.
Gene Kelly,
because I remember having to watch it in college and saying, "Oh, this was really good." And I watched it again, and I enjoyed it again, but no one else did.
Yeah, you get a tinge of like nostalgia for a time before you were alive.
Yeah, but the Singing in the Rain, like the dance scenes alone, if you can't appreciate,
my father made me watch that when I was a kid.
If you can't appreciate Danny Kaye,
Jonathan,
and
sit down and put on Singing in the Rain.
Seriously, and
I'm getting out the 8mm, and we're
Hardy's
gonna watch
right.
it.
Hardy's right.
Jonathan, you're gonna learn to dance, and you're gonna dance your ass off, and it's gonna be tough. But you're gonna struggle, but you're gonna claw your way to the top, Jonathan. Camp Chung Judea has a talent show Friday nights. You're gonna be in it, Jonathan.
Bring
you
dancing.
dancing.
Bring your magic.
Right after service.
I talked to Counselor Bernstein, and he is very big on you being the lead. Fiddler on the Roof again. Boring. If I were a rich man, my eye. Alex, go ahead.
Hey, Slippery T. I just want to let you know something. This is very important. First off, Tyler Milliken's cousin. What a breath of fresh air. Very polite.
Yeah. He's no Nicholas talking down to you. That's for sure.
He's very condescending sometimes, but we all love Nick. But last week, unfortunately, Friday morning, got a little, Dr. Steve Rule would say, slop in my belly, had to make bathroom out of both ends, very unpleasant, food poisoning. And it was right at the time that you guys were doing that Hootie and the Blowfish bit. And as I was on the ground, sweating profusely, teeth chattering, I laughed. And I want to let you know, the next time someone says that what you guys aren't doing important in a very dark time, you brought joy to my life, so I want to appreciate that, and I want you to feel good about that.
Thank you, Alex. We do appreciate it. I'm sure that the fellas appreciate it, which they didn't appreciate the time they were living in, that they were working with a true genius that was bringing that kind of comedy. You know what happened to me the other night? I ate a lot of ice cream. This is how wild my life is now. I ate a lot of ice cream. Lactose had an effect on me.
Whole situation down there?
I had a bit of an ache.
Uh-oh.
And it went into the evening. And
when were you eating the ice cream?
I was eating the ice. What will happen is I won't eat all day. And then I'll have dinner. And then after dinner, I won't be satisfied. So I ask my kids, like, do you want ice cream? My daughter always will go, yes. And then, but she won't eat it. She'll have like a couple bites. And then I'll eat my ice cream. Like, we'll get it from somewhere or something. And then her ice cream will be sitting there. So I'll eat that. And I'll go, I didn't eat all day. Like, so I probably only consumed 800 calories, 900 calories. Like, I can eat this.
It's not
like,
enough.
I'll eat ice cream. And then I eat too much ice cream because I never have dairy. And that's not it's not like a lifestyle choice. I just don't eat much dairy. I probably could go like 2 weeks without having dairy. And then, but I'll eat all that ice cream. And then the next thing you know, oof. Oh.
What kind of ice cream do you go for?
And then I fantasize, I wish they were cramps. What?
What kind of ice cream do you go for?
Oh, blood sausage.
No, come on. What's your flavor? What's your go-to flavor?
I don't know. We're not doing this.
You don't know?
No.
So you go to an ice cream store. It's
And
like, what kind of ice cream you want? Just anything.
I go, what do you have? And I go, can I try it? And then I go, can I try that one? Can I try that one? And I go, ooh, there seems to be a big line. Let me see.
And then you say, I'm full. Free ice cream.
That's a Ziggy. That's got to be a Ziggy.
Tough to fit that in one panel, though.
Yeah.
No, it's just the guy holding up like he's very weak and he's holding up like finally like the last spoon and so he goes, that'll do it. I'm full.
No more samples. I'm full.
Yeah, no more sample.
One panel.
Well done.
Hardy and I just did it.
There you go.
Yeah, your dumb idea. He couldn't do it in one panel. Just take some stupid ass saying you can't do it, and Hardy and I will do it. No more samples. I'm full.
All it takes is one dip ass telling me I can't. Oh, yeah? Watch this.
You're so wrong. You're so wrong. You're so dumb.
You
that,
guys
like
are
everything you says. No, don't try to save it, stupid.
You guys are so creative.
Thank you. Now I'll stop. Okay, you said something nice. Okay. Oh, we have a meeting after the show.
Oh, good.
Very good.
Fantastic.
All right. And this perfect day for it, too, because I'm not exhausted at all after this slugfest. Going Harvey Firestein on the people 3 times. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines.
deals on new Fords. Go to the best Fords, best Ford in Nashua. Head to thebestfordnh.com. I saw this myself on my own, my very own eyes. Your friends in Tenacious D, they are no longer. It seems like they're taking a hiatus, an unscheduled hiatus, if you will. Do you understand what I'm saying, Hardy? Do you know what happened?
I'm well aware. I saw the video last night.
Yeah, I saw the video just now. But Tenacious D canceled tour, puts their future creative plans on hold following Kyle Gass's comments at concert Sunday. Jack Black, blue check mark. I was blindsided what was said at the show on Sunday. I would never condone hate speech or encourage political violence in any form. After much reflection, I no longer feel it is appropriate to continue the Tenacious D tour, and all future creative plans are on hold. I am grateful to the fans for their support and understanding. Kyle Gass, the guy who said it, the other guy in the band that's not Jack Black, the guy this is his gravy train. The line I improvised on stage Sunday during Sydney was highly inappropriate, dangerous, and a terrible mistake. I don't condone violence of any kind in any form against anyone. What happened was a tragedy, and I'm incredibly sorry for my severe lack of judgment. I profoundly apologize to those I've let down and truly regret any pain that I've caused. What happened is that they were on stage in Australia, and it was Kyle Gass's birthday. And Jack Black goes, "What would you like for your birthday?" And Kyle Gass says, "I would have liked blah, blah, blah." Like, yeah, I'm not saying it because I know awful announcing will just cut it and say that I said it, and then I'll get in trouble. But he wishes something had happened differently. And then the way he says it, I was like, oh, it's not that bad. But then I thought, what if it was the other way around? I did actually think this. And I said, because when I first heard, because my initial, nothing really offends me like words. I was having this conversation with my kids. Like, I'm like, you can say whatever you want. It's not going to offend me. Like, you can hurt my feelings, like, about me, but, like, just general obscenity or, like, wishing things, like, I don't get easily offended.
Like you hurt Tyler Milliken's cousin's feelings.
I think I was still doing the right thing. We'll have to ask. Let's see if I can make it to church by noon. I'll go ask the good Rev, what's going on. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, if he would have said, like, say it was like some country artist, and he would have gone like, and there was an assassination attempt on like Obama, and he would have said the same thing Kyle Gass said, everyone would be coming out of the woodwork. Like, I mean, it would be way worse. Like, you would have heard about it. I wouldn't have heard about it from Spin. I follow Spin on Instagram. That's the only place I've seen it.
Yeah.
Like, if it was about Obama when he was president, it would have been like a huge kerfuffle.
Yes.
Like, you would have known all about it.
Yes.
So, you know, in fairness, if we're going to be equally outraged, then people, I guess, should be angry at Kyle Gass. And the thing is, if you're Jack Black, it puts you in a very difficult position, because I don't doubt that Kyle Gass is probably his best friend. But you've been carrying this guy, and it's got to be fun. When they're in Australia, they're playing this giant theater, it looks like. It's got to be super fun. You've always wanted to be a rock star, and here you are kind of like half living out that dream. And then you're like, dude, I can't be associated with you right now because I've got this whole corporation going where I'm churning out the cash. And so, but I have the feeling that they'll be able to get back together.
Yeah, it might be a while, but
because he didn't like piss off their audience. Like, the thing is,
he didn't piss off the Tenacious D audience.
No, he didn't piss off. No, but he pissed off a broader audience that Jack Black has to appeal to.
Yeah,
but that will fade. Like, so they'll probably be able to get back together again, because like when Fat Mike from NoFX said the stuff in Vegas about the Vegas shooting, and then all of a sudden just people were like, well, we don't know what to do. We're just going to cancel like all these NoFX tours. You just buy your time, and then, you know, now NoFX is being covered in the New York Times,
right,
for their final tour. So there you go.
All right. Calvin Johnson being inducted into the, wait a second, isn't he already in the Pro Football Hall of Fame? Yes, first ballot Hall of Famer in 2021. He is going into the Pride of the Lions.
My friend didn't make much money, but he was a lowly copywriter at the ad agency that had the Lions account, and he came up with one pride. My best friend came up with one pride, and they used it as a slogan one off season to sell season tickets. And boy, oh boy, pride everything.
Yeah.
Boy, my
Lions
friend
pride,
Jason Daniel
Pride of
Levitz.
the Lions, one pride.
My friend Jason Daniel Levitz came up with it, and now he's at some small agency.
Ride the pride.
They're everything is pride now around the Lions.
Pride or die.
Now when my friend Jason, even though no one will herald him but me, when we go into
Pride Month.
Yeah, that's all about the Lions. when you go into Ford Field, he can know and feel a sense of this was me. Now, do you feel bitter that you're not getting paid for it? Or do you feel a sense of accomplishment nonetheless that your words, being a lowly admin, have become so much a part of the fabric of the city?
Oh. Doesn't someone normally get inducted into the team's Circle of Honor, Hall of Fame?
Not for
Pride?
the Celtics. You usually
First?
have to accomplish way more.
Don't you get inducted in one of those first and then the league's Hall of Fame?
No, I can tell you in the case of the Red Sox, it's always after. So I don't know about the Celtics. I think, yeah.
The Celtics just retire your number when you retire.
Yeah, I think Durant.
Or if you get hurt.
It's part of your exit interview.
Yeah.
Garnett went in before his induction. I think that's true.
No, but Calvin Johnson.
Well, what's the difference? He hated the organization for a while.
Well, because there's a new owner, like it's the daughter of the people, and I guess she's like a lot better owner. And also they've made, I mean, Barry Sanders is at every game now.
He was at the NFL draft.
Yeah, they pay him to hang out.
Yeah.
Like, it's a pretty good gig. It's not your full-time job. And all you got to do is move back to Detroit half the year and screw around at the
Glad
games.
hand in the suites.
That's literally what it is.
No, but Ray Bork had that job when he came back after he retired. Bruins brought him back to do that.
I mean, it's got to be very difficult to like be a greeter, like to turn down a $1 million, $500,000 job as a greeter.
Yeah. Big news for the Wallach household.
Oh no, they put in more windows.
No, Donna Kelsey is joining the cast of Hallmark's Holiday Touchdown, A Chief's Love Story. Donna Kelsey.
It's so offensive to Native Americans. You would think that they would be above that. Well, I don't wonder why this is not a Thanksgiving special.
She will play the manager of a Kansas City barbecue restaurant, and the story revolves around Derek.
Is it going to be snowing at least?
Who is the director of fan engagement for the Chiefs, and he meets Alana, who believes her family's lifelong love of the Chiefs makes them the shoo-in to win the team's Fan of the Year contest.
Fan of the Year, Hustler 2000.
And probably doesn't win Fan of the Year, and those two kids who thought they were in love decide to, I don't like you and I don't like you either, and she turns and walks out the door, but it turns out it was a misunderstanding, and they had won the award, and those two kids get
I have a
together
feeling
at the
that she doesn't take any guff from the local customers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Mama Kelsey?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Yeah, she's not going to care for the local customers.
Yeah,
So, but she's going to do it with a sly smile, a wry smile.
She's the woman you root for.
Any plans on going to Long Nook Beach in Truro anytime soon?
The only nook I'm going to is my reading nook to pick up the new John Grisham.
Apparently, they're going to close the beach, maybe forever.
It's about time. The Dersh has been playing volleyball nude on it.
The dunes, I guess, or the bluffs, whatever. They're like, they're eroding so bad that everything's just going to fall down, and could like an avalanche of sand kill anybody who might be on the beach. So we're probably just going to close this thing here pretty soon.
Yeah, we're doing a good job. These islands are all going to disappear. Like the guy who bought the $800,000 thing in Nantucket that's going to go away, and everyone I talk to that is in Nantucket is like, it's a good thing. It's just $800,000. Just say $800,000 for something that's going to get wiped away.
I thought it was only $200,000
or whatever.
Yeah, and it's like it's a $4 million house. Yeah, but it's going to be useless in a year.
Yeah, you buy a house thinking that you're going to sell the house. Like when you buy something, it was better than renting. Well, then don't do anything. You're going to pay $200,000 in rental fees? What the hell's going on with you? Yeah, like everyone's it's like the Tower Milk and Necklace thing. You're a voice of reason, and everyone has to go up against you. All the people on Instagram, at Toucher and Hardy and at Fred Toucher, saying that Tyler Milliken's leading him down a primrose path where he's just going to end up being ridiculed. The blood's on your hands. My conscience is clean. When my head hits that pillow, I don't have anything about Tyler Milliken's cousin I got slamming around in there. You're the ones that are going to have to deal with it. Telling them that necklace is acceptable. What's wrong with you?
I have an idea for Tyler. Today is Tuesday, right? He'll be back on Thursday?
He'll do it whenever you want. Tyler Milliken's cousin come in tomorrow if you need him.
No, yeah, Thursday will be fine, Tyler. Tyler Milliken's cousin. Talk to me after the show.
All right. Tyler Milliken's cousin, you don't have to hang out by the bathroom then waiting for one of us. It sounds worse than it is, but it is true. He loiters by the bathroom after the show. See if one of us is coming in. So you can say...
and then he takes the middle urinal. Like, come on, dude.
Fred does that.
No, I do that every time John, because I know it bugs him. So I go to the middle urinal whenever John's in there, and I'll lean in.
Oh, I don't see members of the midday show yet. You want to know why? Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Traffic Tuesday.
Traffic Tuesday. All right, everyone enjoy your days. That'll do it for us. Bye.